Good morning, everybody. And if you're just joining me from the VOD replay, thank you for joining. I am joined today by Ryan. How are you today, Ryan? Other than tired.
Good morning.
All right.
Where's the dev log? 40 minutes, wow.
It's a 40-minute log, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Now we're cooking with oil. Let's get this going. Getting this pulled up now. All right.
Why is your stream not playing? There it is. And I have double voice from you, but
Checking everything to make sure. Okay, yep, that's all I needed to know. Audio's coming through. Everything should be coming through.
it's not a real stream. Did you have to close it and start it again? Yes.
You said it was showing up here? Oh, there it is. Okay. 4043. All right. We're going full screen here.
Got my bingo sheet ready.
All right. So, just to recap our predictions before we hit play here, since we kind of get to drive this at our own pace anyways. Those of you who follow either of us on X probably saw that we made a couple of predictions yesterday, including my out of complete left field Feng Yi prediction. So, which Ryan has been quick to point out I am probably way off base with. But I believe we're going to see Tong Tong. I believe we're going to see Rossi, and I believe we're going to see Mifu. I agree. I think Ryan and I both agree on that part. I think Tong Tong is going to be a nature vanguard. I believe you had said that she was going to be a 5-star physical vanguard, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm saying Rossi's going to be a 6-star heat striker. I believe Ryan said that she was going to be a 6-star heat vanguard, which makes sense probably. A lot of these could go either way. And then Mifu is a 6-star electric defender. We were both in agreement on that one. So we think that those are going to be 3 of the main ones shown today. Let's dive in. All right, 3, 2, 1.
各位管理员们好，我是明日方舟周末地的游戏制作人海毛肉和物。此时此刻，就在我们录制的当下，回望。
For some reason, closed
Turn
captions.
off those,
There we go.
明日方舟周末地的正式公测呢？
Yeah, as soon as I saw it was in French, I was like, okay, hold on, we gotta go ahead.
全世界管理员们的认可
Get rid of that.
明日方舟周末地的全球游玩人数、在线时长和活跃度呢，都远远超出了我们上线前的预期。那也很荣幸能在这里和大家分享这份喜悦，也请允许我向你们说一声感谢。管理员，你们的喜爱就是我们持续创造塔维尔的意义。当然啊，期待也是一体两面的。那我们也明白啊，我们的作品还远远不能满足大家的期待，但管理员们的热情坚定了我们持续打磨周末地的决心。在这段时间里啊，我们持续阅读、整理并讨论管理们留下的体验意见，这些反馈啊，也为后续的开发提供了清晰的方向。那即使是现在啊，我们的开发组成员们也没有停下，一边投入了收集、分析各种现有数据，推进优化，力求为各位管理员带来更优质的游戏体验。所以啊，这次我们也想用这样一种特殊的节目形式，和各位管理员们聊一聊一些即将落地的优化细节，以及即将到来的新版本内容，还有未来的制作方向。
All right, here we go. Improvement.
那这次优化覆盖的范围很广，从干员养成、资源获取到战斗交互、系统迭代，那我们从多个模块重新审视。接下来我们会先从各位管理员最关心的，也是最直接影响体验的部分开始介绍。那比如在研发通讯中啊，我们提到过，我们进行了系列调整，希望能为管理员们减轻负担、改善体验。首先是资源获取与干员养成的优化，我们会投入更多的养成支持，帮助管理员们顺畅地搭建新队伍。在完成主线第1章特定进度后啊， 管理员将可以通过新增的新手任务奖励，累计获得10张特许寻访凭证。已经达成这些进程的管理员们，则可以直接进入活动界面领取了。同时啊，基础寻访凭证的获取途径也进一步增加了。从本次新版本开始，管理员可以通过提升协议通行证等级的方式，周期性的稳定获取基础寻访凭证。在地区物资调度和10项悬疑玩法的更新中啊，
Yep.
也将
Stock
增加更多
redistribution,
可
edge
兑换的
space,
基础
and it
寻访
looks like
凭证。
protocol
这
pass
里
are
啊
all going
也
to
和大家
have.
做个小小的提醒，0号委托版本末的清波江起签到活动即将开始，管理员们也请
all
记
gonna
得
have
参与签到，获
basic
取
headhunting
基础寻访
permits
凭
now,
证
which is
以及签名
fantastic.
奖励啊。那我们呢，也对几成配额的获取途径进行了补充增加。
Ooh,
当
that's
管理员
good.
们首次获得4星、5星或6星干员时，将额外获得对应的几成配额。对于已经完成首次获取的情况呢，我们也会在新版本开解后统一通过邮件补发对应的配额。即兴配额的转换流程呢，也会进行简化。当持有的干员信物多于提升该干员至满减时所需的数量时呢，可以一键完成溢出信物的配额转换。同时，提升潜能用的信物呢，也将会被自动保留。管理员们可以简单快速的使用配额去兑换各种物资和奖励了。另外，当4号谷地矿脉园区的物资调度系统升至4级以后啊，会新增一个可用调度券购买的谷地多横刻写箱。管理员使用后啊，可以获得包含3条自定义属性的机制，也就是能够直接获取完美匹配管理员想要的武器的机制，按需去打造更合适的武器配置。在后续版本中啊，我们也计划在武林地区的部分物资调度系统中进行投放。在交互与易用性方面，我们以各位管理员的反馈为基础，围绕引导、界面、手柄体验、资源收取等方面进行了一系列优化。我们希望之后的管理员接取任务、推进流程时，将会迎来更好的体验。首先是活动任务的引导，我们为部分会解锁探索区域的任务呢，添加了新区域任务角标进行提示，便于管理员们清晰顺畅的接取途径与解锁新区域。帮助管理员们接取各类任务的行动手册也将同步优化。例如，管理员遇到要去履历墙的位置，可以通过地图标记快速定位。其中还有些任务是需要管理员通过赠送干员礼物去完成。那现在啊，可以免去购买，直接通过推进主线获取礼物，用于赠送干员，更顺畅地完成相关任务。那后续活动中啊，我们也会提供更完整的指引和引导。针对部分剧情演出啊，跳过功能本身也进行了优化，部分剧情对话触发时可立即跳过。类似的10项悬疑玩法中啊，进入挑战时的场景镜头呢也被简化了，能够让大家尽快投入到探索之中。在探索体验中啊，武器潜能的升级与机制界面将直接可以查看武器技能详情，地图上也可以直接看到珍贵采集点和矿点的剩余材料数量了，并为未插矿机或未正常开采的矿点呢，也增加了提示标志，方便管理员们查看。以及管理员们前往好友的地酱号探索结束，或者是倒卖物资后啊，也可以直接被传送回原位置，不会被统一传送到自己的地酱号上了，方便管理员们的行动。我们还优化了管理员们的种植体验。那现在管理员和队友的操作所需时间都进行了缩减，更加方便了。同时啊，我们也关注到不少管理员反馈的问题，对于红点的提示与邮箱领取逻辑进行了优化。当前已不会再出现因为背包容量限制而无法领取奖励情况了。暂时无法领取的珍贵采集物呢，也会直接进入邮箱暂存区，领取后呢，直接存入仓库。那这里啊，也提前和大家分享几项将在不远的版本中上线的交互与减负优化。那我们将增加回收站的一键领取和总控台的快速操作功能。当回收站升至4级之后啊，管理员可以实现远程收取资源，大大方便管理员们行动。那在地酱号的总控台啊，管理员也可以快速安排干员从事生产活动，一键收取线索和各类资源。这里啊，还需要和各位管理员额外说明，目前啊，我们的地酱号和各个房间暂时不会开放更高等级的升级，所以对于已经将地酱号和现在的房间升至最高等级的管理员们，那即使啊回收站的远程收取功能还没有时装，那各位管理员啊也不用担心未来需要升级而去囤积大量航天材料了，不用每天花费额外时间去回收站收取了。那我们还将新增手柄按键自定义功能，支持管理员们根据自己的习惯来进行手柄键位的设计。
Remapping,
那
nice.
在战斗方面啊，我们优化了敌人发起攻击后的红光提示效果， 现在红光提示效果在大多数情况下都更为显眼了，且不容易被其他特效所掩盖，希望能够帮助管理员更快地识别危险。另外，我们优化了各种副本的挑战逻辑，在管理员挑战协议空间、微镜在线、微镜预演等副本时呢，编队干员将以独立的满生命值、满终结技能量的状态进入副本，助力管理员更加轻松地完成挑战。那离开副本时啊，编队干员会恢复到原有的状态，与副本内的状态各自独立，互不影响。管理员可以放心尽情地战斗了。
Yeah, it's kind of brutal too if you forgot to heal
开展
or
了全
something
方位的优化。首先是一项非常关键的功
beforehand.
能，
So
管理员们现在可以在集成核心区域之外就可以制造设备了。我相信这一定能大大提升大家的游玩体验。那不仅制造设备更加便捷，放置设备的描述显示也将更新。那现在啊，放置设备时，如果该设备达到该区域上限而无法放置时呢，也会更加明确地提示给各位管理员是哪种设备达到了上限。我们重新梳理了共享设备的展示与管理方式，管理员可以通过 UI 样式直接区分自建设备与他人共享的设备，比如自建的滑索与共享滑索也有了区分。现在也可以在地图界面直接删除其他人的共享设备了，让管理员更加方便地管理各类设备。对于俯瞰模式啊，我们也做了进一步的调优。PC 端可以通过设置选择在俯瞰模式下使用 ESC 按键或者 Caps Lock 按键退出。这个模式下，它的可见范围也得到了扩展。同时啊，我们也新增了手柄端长按可以开始移动的功能。
Oh, I know.
那管理员们俗称的拉电线的环节啊，也将得到优化。
Just the simple
此前
things, you
啊，
know.
当中继器的电力运输距离超过80米时，会在超过10米及90米时呢，提示距离过远，强制中断连接。那现在啊，我们将这个缓冲距离增加至20米，即100米以内啊，管理员都可以在电力连接的状态下移动调整连接设备。而且啊，电力一旦开始运输，也不会因为进入剧情对话而被打断了。希望这些都能够帮助管理员更好的去完成电力的部署。同时，我们还增加了在滑索前庭时可以显示小地图和打开大地图的功能，便于管理员们查看正在前进的方向，加强探索指引。另外啊，相信管理员们也遇到过一键存放盛装液体的瓶子非常不方便的问题。我们调整了存放的逻辑。那现在啊，盛装液体的瓶子不会被背包和仓库一键收取了，管理员们可以放心的勾选一键存放的各种选项，不用担心以后装着吸氧液体的瓶子呢不小心被放在仓库里了。那模拟空间啊也新增了手动完成模拟的相关时刻章，管理员们可以按需收集展示。非常感谢各位管理员对明日方舟周末地的支持，大家的热情啊，让我们备受鼓舞。我们有信心通过长线的调优和新内容制作，为大家提供更优质的游戏体验。塔威尔的探索版图仍在延展，就像刚才提到的一样，我们开发组成员一边在持续优化，一边在筹备后续多个新版本的内容的开发。我们将在本次日志的后续环节和大家一起展望之后的旅程。那接下来，先请管理员跟随我们放眼即将到来的新版本吧。
It seems like it was awful quick to cover that giant list of things they had. We're gonna have to probably go back at the end of this video and rescan
they might
it.
not have covered most of it.
I'm afraid a Dark Mass card won't work this time.
Maybe everyone thinks I'm a troll cat being a chief, but I'm not quitting this easily. No matter what the truth may be, I, Dark Mask of Chimbo Stockade and occupant of the third seat, shall stand with my chief.
I think I just...
Moment of truth.
The name of the pack will echo across the land.
Obviously fine. Oh, Rossi first.
Yeah, that was interesting.
I have to get up with the blade.
The blade is me!
Oh, yes. I am so here for it.
star or 5-star?
6-star.
Cryo cast.
Cryo. Interesting.
I did not expect that. Why does Cryo need more?
Yeah, Cryo's already got a lot of representation. I'm kind of shocked they went with Cryo for
You
her.
bet you can apply Cryo on combos skill.
Oh, they're going with two characters for 1/1.
So Rossi first, then Tom. That's cute, right?
Not Rossi as All Might. Oh my gosh. Oh Lord. Brigand's Calling. And Lupine Scarlet.
Yeah, and those are the alternate choices for them. Gear pieces updated. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Rossi scoring with that. Emerald Monument expansion. Dover at the Cryptic expansion.
New Aberrant Zone. Is it really just the Gingu Valley expansion? New regions, Deep Chimbo update new sea plan. There it is, there's the wastewater. Yep.
Supply and exploration.
Cleanse and rinse. Wow.
No.
That's a game mode right there. We're gonna wash a beast.
Challenge event survival. It's, oh, they're making a regular activity out of the defense mode.
Did you say? Wow, some of those mechanics look interesting. You have to actually bait the charge to knock down the shields. Interesting. They're really leaning into the raid-like mechanics here.
管理员们，欢迎来到朱末地全新版本《新潮起不远里》。在此前的主线故事中，管理员们一行出入武林，便遭遇了突如其来的危机，被迫偏离原本的行程，误入了清波寨。那正在此时啊，大家结识了这片水域的豪杰，清波寨的大当家汤汤。那周末地的一行人啊，终于是取得了汤汤的信任。在汤汤的帮助下，管理员一行啊，也最终是得以继续前
Yeah,
行，
I'm still
顺利
shocked
抵达
about
武
that
林城。
too.
那相信啊，大家都对汤汤印象深刻，无论是他的为人处事，还是与糜竺之间剑拔弩张却又说不清道不明的关系，都让众人感觉到清波寨与武林城之间一定发生过什么。而平静的水面之下，由于涅菲斯与阿达希尔到来啊，清波寨也已经隐约显露出不安的征兆。在本次故事中，管理员将重新回到清波寨，深入探索这座风景秀丽、看似安宁的村寨。寨中转动不息的巨大水车之下，不知道隐藏着怎样的威胁。随着故事推进，管理员也将被这股涌动的余波卷入。你必须找到失踪的汤汤，搞清楚这里究竟发生了什么，直面潜伏在这片净土背后的危机。那说完了主线的故事啊，相信汤汤与阮姨这对兄妹，也许会让不少管理员想到此前在4号谷地接触过的另一对兄妹洛西和朗卫。那在本次版本中啊，我们也会迎来一个关于洛西的支线小故事。洛西这段故事啊，围绕着一段意想不到的小冒险展开。那他身为狼犬的一员，他总是学着如何像一个大人一般去思考行动，而这些可能也会让他的经历和很多同龄人截然不同。这一次啊，为了取回一份遗失的样本， 洛西和管理员不得不一起来到孩子们的秘密
The
王国。
Children's Sea
那
Kingdom,
充满
there
想
it
象力
is.
的场景和体验啊，让身背事务
We're not
责
gonna
任、
get kicked
手
out
甚
anymore, I
接
guess.
触这些孩童事务的洛西啊，感到无比新鲜。那管理员啊，也看出了他的小心思，让他第一次像一个真正的孩子一样，回归到无忧无虑的童趣之中。那这一段故事啊，是属于这位狼群精锐的难得小气。那也希望管理员在这段小冒险中，也能发现洛西在平时难以展露的另一面。那介绍完这些啊，相信大家都对汤汤和洛西两位新朋友的实力非常好奇。接下来，我们让 Ra 来给大家介绍一下他们
Here
究
we
竟
go.
有
We're gonna
哪
have
些
a
特质。
breakdown. This is what's up right here. This is the meat and potatoes.
各位管理员们好。
Cryo though, what a
我是
crazy
方舟光地的关
twist.
卡设计师 Rania。
We were both
很高
wrong.
兴的能在这里向各位管理员们分享我们近期的一些成果。
It was obvious she
明
was
日
going
方
to
舟
be
中国
like
地的上线
caster
仅仅是一个
type
开始，
because of
对我们而言，
hand
如何在后续的长线运营中回馈大家沉甸甸的喜爱与期待，才是我们今后最重要的课题。
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of different,
为了给大家提供更多元、更丰富的
you know,
故事
hand cannon users out
而
there.
在这次的故事中，正如海毛刚才提到的，我
Yeah.
们将有机会与清波寨的大当家汤汤并肩作战。作为黑面鲨用户的大当家，汤汤是一名兼具群体输出与辅助能力的术士干员。他可以利用战技与联系技生成的涡流与水龙卷，施加寒冷附着，造成寒冷伤害。而作为河流的女儿，她依水而生，逐波而长。所以我们在技能演出与效果设计上都融入了大量的水流相关的元素，希望能呼应她的身世背景。而终结技则进一步强化了汤汤在战场中的控场表现，也很符合他一夫当关、万夫莫开的清波寨大当家的身
Animations
份。
are nice.
大家看汤汤的技能名也挺有意思的，普攻叫崩你脑壳，最多可以进行5段连续打击，并对敌人造成寒冷伤害。他的战技踏潮卷浪是整套机制中的核心技能，发动时汤
That's a
汤会
pretty
对敌
interesting
人造成
battle
寒冷
skill.
伤害，掀起一处水龙卷，同时呢还会消耗场上的涡流，使它们转化为额外的水龙卷。涡流和水龙卷都是汤汤在场上创造出的特殊效果。之后呢，我们也会进行详细的介绍。先说回这个水龙卷啊，它会对范围内的敌人施加寒冷附着，并持续造成寒冷伤害。如果单次战绩形成多个水龙卷，还将额外施加法术脆弱的效果，并且根据水龙卷生成的数量返还一定的激励。可以说，水龙卷就是汤汤在战场上发挥的关键了。当敌人被施加寒冷附着，或是受到法术爆发伤害时，就可以触发汤汤的连续技“河水助我”，一道强力水流仿佛回应了他的召唤，贯穿前方敌人，造成寒冷伤害的同时，会迸射出一处涡流。
But the
如果解锁
whirlpool
了汤汤
actually
的第一
drops
天
off
赋
to the
肝胆相
right
照，
of the
涡流还会
target.
使附近的敌人减速，使我方的干员获得移动速度增加。
So it does not automatically apply credit.
我们希望汤汤的连续技与战技之间能够形成清晰的配合关系。战技能够提供寒冷附着，用于触发连续技生成涡
You
流，
can actually
而
summon
积累的
multiple
涡流
whirlpools,
又可以
huh?
通过
I
下一
have
次战
multiple
绩转
casts
化
of
为
the
水
same
龙卷，
ability.
从而获得更强的输出效果。
Yeah, it doesn't seem like
终结
an
技
optimal
大战家盯着呢
strategy,
发动时，汤汤会揭开眼罩，释放魔眼中的
Because
古
like
老
it'll
图
be
形
good。for her damage.
在剧情中
but
啊
while she's not，a
也会有
striker,
汤汤摘下
she's
眼
not
罩
gonna
时的
be
表现。
yes.
我们希望每次技能释放都能让大家回忆起那份决意，这也是诸多考量之后才决定了以魔眼为视觉锚点，以控制为主的一个设计思路。在刚才提到的魔眼中的古老图形释放后，范围内的所有敌人，注意啊，包括领袖敌人，都将
That's
被封锁
interesting
系
that
统
Depends if
并
she can
持续
apply.
受到
If
寒冷
she
伤害
has。two whirl,
当
if she
图
has
形
two
的演化结束
whirlpools
时
going,，
会
if that
降下
applies
巨
to
浪，
cryo
对范围内的敌人造成大量寒
Yeah.
冷伤害。如
You would
果
hope
主干
that it
员
would
在
apply
古老
additional
图形内进行
inflictions.
下落攻
If
击
it does that,，
将可
it's
以
worth
提前结束图形演化，并触发巨浪的额外效果。值得一提的是，解锁汤汤的第2天赋呼风唤浪后，这一中系技的表现将得到进一步
Daggone,
强
look at
化。
that.
主
Holy
攻干员在
cow.
古老图形内进行下落攻击，提
You
前结束
definitely
演
want
化
to
时
get that
除了巨
that
浪伤害
talent
提升之
enabled.
外，汤
Whoa,
汤还会额
dude.
外生成一处水龙卷，并使场上的每一处涡流都额外形成一处水龙卷，这些水龙卷的伤害也都会获得提升。从实战角度看啊，汤汤不仅能一人成队，能够依靠自身的机制形
Yeah,
成
you
顺
can
畅的技
tell.
能循环，也非常适合以输出加辅助的定位
Yeah,
加
she's
入
definitely
寒冷附着与
soloist.
爆发伤害为核心的队伍中，也就是管理员们常说的兵队。那接下来啊，我们就通过一段实战来具体看看汤汤的战斗表现吧。
I need to see if she multiple rolls applies multiple
这
cryo.
次我们面对的是4号谷地的最终 BOSS 白垩接位，想必大家都还记得他有一招可以飞至空中落下大量锚点，很难对付。哎，看他快要起飞了，就是现在，我们发动汤汤的终结技，直接停住他。
All right, what we got? We got Fluorite, we got Shaihi, we've got Lastrite.
别里的终结技，对 BOSS 进行一波猛烈的输出。哎，然后刚好
As the teammates
BOSS 此时进入了失衡状态。立刻，我们使用汤汤的战技产生3个水龙卷，返还许多气力的同时，对 BOSS 造成大量的伤害，同时施加寒冷附着。最后呢，我们再使用别类的联系技完成一波收割。
What?
到最后，白垩结尾也没能再次飞上天空了。
Yeah, what was her level? Like 40 there? I didn't actually get a good
接
look,
下来呢，
but
我们再来看看
they
面对
deleted her
原
way
神
too
兽
quick,
和一
so
只
either
难缠
she's
的法术
busted
的情
It
or...
was already low health, and also
我们
they
先利
used
用
last
汤汤
strike
战绩大范围的优势，快速的清理掉这群前兽，让我们有空专心的对付剩下的。
She's summoning like 3 or 4 whirlpools
给敌
simultaneously.
人施加冻结，并配合汤汤的闪避后迅速
No, no, it's only putting 1 stack of cryo infliction on them.
Okay, so it's just another battle.
跟上了一堆终结技后，哎呦不好呀，
She's
这
the
只伏将
she
很狡猾呀。
yeah, she looks like she might be more sub DPS based or coded. She seems more like she fills the same role as Wolfguard does in the Lava
最后呢，
Tame
配合
team.
一防的战绩，将敌人流
I
畅的
don't
一
think
波带走。从刚才的演示里啊，大家也可以看到，汤汤不仅可以利用涡流形成水龙卷，造成大量伤害以及寒冷附着，还可以通过终结技暂停敌方的行动，创造出宝贵的输出环境，是一名输出与控制兼具的全能型术士干员。早在4号谷地啊，
Now this is what I'm excited for right
的
here.
领袖洛西有过接触，在本次版本中，他也将作为一名禁卫干员正式加入管理员的队伍。虽然在敬仰的管理员面前，
6-star guard,
洛西偶尔也会展露出天真直率的一面，但作为氏族的领导者，他的实力强劲，足够独当一面。洛西是一名兼具施加破防和提供单体输出能力的禁卫干员。它的特色之处在于能够同时造成法术和物理的混伤效果，也是目前唯一一位可以将敌人身上的法术附着转化为
Convert
破防
arts
效果的干员。
infliction into
终结技是
vulnerability.
他最强的输出
Well.
窗口。洛西最多可以进行5段普通攻击，对敌人造成物理伤害。在处决敌人时，将额外造成大量的物理伤害，并恢复一定
assume
记
he
忆。
converts.
为了体现洛西迅捷如风的身法，我们特意让他的战技和连续技都能触发2段式的攻击。洛西的战技血红之影，第一段攻击会对敌人造成物理伤害，并施加击飞效果。而当目标敌人身上已经存在破防层数时，洛西则会额外增加第2段攻击，释放狼之破，对目标造成灼热伤害。需要注意的是，
She's
战技
very
释放狼之
Lappy
破
alter
造
coded.
成伤害后，还可以触发
And I'm
洛西的
here
第
for
一
it.
天赋灼痕，为目标施加爪
That
印
also
状态。
works a lot well.
爪印状态会持续使目标受到伤害，且使其受到的物理和灼热伤害提升。洛西若对处于爪印状态的敌人造成暴击后，将进而触发第2天赋废血，可额外施加1次伤害，并回复一定的生命值。如果目标处于燃烧状态，这个伤害和质量效
more or
果还
less.
将得到进一步提升。当敌人同时处于破防与法术附着状态时，洛西的连歇技疗影时刻将固定触发2次。第1次攻击会稳定造成物理伤害，而第2次攻击则会消耗目标身上的所有法术附着，根据消耗的层数造成物理伤害，并施加击飞效果。同时呢，还可以提升洛西自身的暴击率与暴击伤害。如果管理员们的操作很好，第2次的连击技能够做到精准衔接，还将额外为目标敌人施加1层破防，实现破防层数的快速叠加。
For vulnerabilities.
洛西的
Yeah,
终结技
she's gonna
一掌
have-
奇袭，可以在短时间内对敌人造成多段灼热伤害。随后，洛西使用匕首进行2段追击，造成大量的灼热伤害，并施加1层灼热附着。而终结技将在暴击时产
Her
生更高
ult
的暴击
actually
伤害。
applies heat infliction, so that's interesting.
总的来说，洛西不仅能够作为禁卫干员高效施加破防，同时呢，也能稳定的隐蔽法术伤害，这是一项他的重要优势。接下来呢，
So I'm
我们
trying
通
not
过
to
一
be
段
too
实战视频
specific
来
with
看看
things
洛
when I
西的
talk
战斗
about
表
him.
现。这次我们要面对的敌人是年谷行星人啊，我喜欢叫他大斧哥，还是挺抗揍的。 开场，我们先使敌人同时进入破防和灼热附着状态，这刚好触发了洛西的连接技。我们一同操作，精准衔接他的第2段连接技，成功一次性对敌人施加了2层破防。之后呢，我们迅速衔接洛西的战技，给目标施加第4层破防和爪印状态。在管理员猛击消耗破防层数后，我们接上狼卫的终结技，让大斧哥进入燃烧状态。最后，我们使用洛西的终结技，对敌人发起暴风骤雨般的攻击，帅气的解决了敌人的同时，还恢复了一定的生命值。由于洛西的连接技对于法术附着的类型没有任何限制啊，其实它还可以与吉尔菲塔等干员形成良好的配合。那接下来呢，我们再来看一场面对以岩谷清道夫为首的多敌人的战斗。开场时，我们先使用吉尔菲塔的战技，将场中的敌人都聚到一起。随后呢，我们配合
Oh yeah,
的
they're
连接
definitely making it
将
obvious
敌人
there.
全都击飞至空中，并使
Which
他们破
should
防。
go without
紧接
saying
着
because she
我们
kind
再
of
使用
seems
吉尔
like
菲
an
塔
AoE
和
kind
洛
of
西的战技
attacker, and
自
then
然附着加破防的组合
you pair it
刚
with a
好触发
CC,
洛
you
西
got
的
a
连
pretty
接
good
技。我
combination.
们精准衔接后，敌人直接被4层破防，配合大潘的连续技进行一波猛烈的输出。最后在洛西的战技命中敌人失衡后，开启吉尔佩塔的终结技，并使用洛西的终结技进行一次华丽的收场。从刚才的演示里啊，大家可以看到，与合理的法术效果搭配时，洛西可以高效地叠加破防层数。它不仅能配合已有的物理体系的干员，自身也拥有不俗的输出能力，是物理队的全新多面手。
Still, that's kind of crazy. Physical and cryo
随
are
着
like
剧情推进，清
two
波
of
寨
the
与
most
母队之间
overrepresented
长期积累的矛盾
categories
也
and
会逐渐浮出水
dominant
面
in the game
在这个
already.
过程中，汤汤、弥夫以及阿达希尔各自的立场与选择都会逐步显现。这些看似分散的冲突与选择，会随着故事推进
Oh, I've got
慢
enough
慢
saved
汇
up
合
for both, I
最
think.
终在清波寨的侵权之下
Actually, no, I've got
战故事
120.
因此，管理员能逐步深入清波寨内部。
I'm not
重新与
sure.
流水世界
Tong
构
Tong
串联起来的
might
不
be
同
a
区域
skip for me.
层叠交错的大转盘区域与水车区
If you
域
skip
将作为
Tong
探
Tong,
索
I'll
过
take
程中
Tong
的
Tong.
特色区域出现。
Oh, you talking about
他
on
们不仅
the
呈现
for
出清波
writing?
寨以水为生的环境特征，也
Oh,
会
I'm
在
definitely
剧情
writing
节奏
Rossi,
与路
but-
线选择上对探索产生
You'll write
直接
Rossi?
影响。
Oh, for sure.
同时，组权则是本次
Yeah,
活
for
动中
sure.
的核
Rossi's
心
been the character I've been
水
excited
雾缭
about
绕，
since
如
day
云回
one.
响。这里不仅是清波寨的重要场所，也将在玩法上承担相当关键的作用。随着探索深入，管理员最终将来到这里，迎接本次主线中最重要的一场战斗。我们也很期待大家在实际的游玩中体验在这些水系结构之间穿梭、调整路线所感受到的探索乐趣。进入新的区域，也将意味着会遇到新的敌人。在清波寨中，管理员将面对一些此前未曾交手过的对手，无论是以烟花进行猛烈攻击的摧山架，还是擅长利用锁链进行牵制与干扰的各云翁和断云手，
New
都会为
enemies,
战
I'm
斗
here
带来
for.
新的应对方式和节奏变化。这些敌人的出现，相信都会对管理员的编队选择与战斗策略提出新的考验。在最后，管理员将面对一位神秘的领袖敌人。这位敌人在狂暴状态下，管理员的攻击将难以对其造成有效伤害。此时呢，单纯依靠输出或许很难解决问题，但没关系，我们还可以借助组权的力量。管理员们可以在战场中收集并利用吸氧能量，逐步破除敌人的核心机制，扭转战局。至于更具体的应对方式以及这场战斗中还隐藏着哪些变化，就留给各位管理员们亲自去体验了。随着管理员们深入探索清波寨，武林工业计划也将在本次版本中迎来扩展。我们将新增矿点类型、工业设备以及对应的生产配方，进一步丰富工业体系的运转方式。首先来说说矿产资源方面，在清波寨，管理员们可以找到新增的赤铜矿点，与此前依赖电力的采集方式不同。赤铜的开采将引入一套全新的设施——水驱矿机。顾名思义啊，这类矿机无需介入电力，而是利用水流进行驱动，从而实现矿物的自动化采集，也更加贴合清波寨以水为核心的环境特点。采集得到的赤铜将成为一条全新生产线的起点，在后续的加工流程中，可以产出赤铜装备元件，用于新装备制造。虽然这些新增装备在各项属性加成上与现有的最高品质装备相当，但全新的装备将为战斗配置提供更多选择空间。同时，武林城对水循环的研究也有了进步。
It's
管理员
here.
们能在工业计划内解锁
Oh, and you
废
bet
水
it's
处
all
理
gonna
机
be different
以及
stats,
废液合
stat
成相关的
lines and
配
stuff
方
too.。
这样一
We
来
have to，
就能
update
将
gear.
产生的污水引入废水处理机，对污水进行无害化处理。也可以选择将污水与50独有的吸氧相关技术结合，产出更高级的50电池等，变废为宝。除此
Great.
之
Now
外，
you gotta
为
work
了让水
sewage.
资源在工业区内的
Now
调
you
度
gotta
更
work
加灵活，
sewage
本次
into
版本也将引入一
batteries.
项新的基础设施——地下暗管。 地下暗管可以用于长距离运输液体，同时也避免了地表的建筑阻挡管线运输。管理员们可以看到，清水能够从较远的水源区域，通过暗管入口稳定地输送到工厂范围内，再通过暗管出口接入到生产系统了。除以上新增内容之外，管理员还可以在工业计划内继续解锁新的科技，将天有红炉的最高放置上限扩增至4台，也可以解锁新的战斗设备，让敌人们领教来自中国地和管理员的真正实力。在50地区，大家很喜欢的物资调度以及部分仓储节点环境监测的最高等级也会增加。各位管理员们可以提升他们的等级，从而解锁更多内容。同时呢，集成管家也会解锁更多的升级选项，从而能在集成核心区域放置更多的原装与基段。此外啊，3项常驻玩法——隐拓丰碑、秘境行者以及10项巡移，也将在本次版本中迎来更新。隐拓丰碑将新增一项高难度的挑战内容——灼痛疤痕。在这一挑战中，管理员们在50区遇到的敌人将以更强的形态再次登场。完成挑战的同时，管理员还可以参与限时活动——丰碑留名制衡，获取包括千金玉在内的多种奖励。秘境行者将新增空间组行探险窟，管理员可以在6张具有武林特色的地图内，运用射流科技与竹林、水池等环境机关进行互动，通过解谜的方式完成关卡，并获得活动报酬。此外，管理员们也可以通过10项巡移中新增的象查区域4，继续推进探索，解锁更多的奖励。伴随着本次的版本更新，系列限时活动也将陆续开启。管理员可以前往4号谷地的原始研究园，参与物资供给开拓节活动。在活动期间，会开放每日更新的物资供给任务。管理员可以通过种植、采集与减制的方式，生产不同类型的食物，完成对应目标，并获得千金玉、存续的痕迹等奖励。上到物资供给，下至市容清洁，都少不了作为塔维尔居民好帮手的管理员的支持。我们也开放了净流敌城活动，供管理员参与。管理员可以利用射流无人机清理城区中的涂鸦，协助维护的市容环境。同时，也欢迎大家在活动过程中多尝试使用射流无人机与场景中的各类物品元素进行互动，或许还能发现一些意料之外的妙用哦。最后，在全新的限时活动生存特训中，管理员将迎接一些更加不同寻常的挑战。你可能需要仅凭工业爆炸物捣毁成群结队的猎敌者大军，也可能要在复杂地形中巧妙躲避横冲直撞的腐甲兽和铺天盖地的酸叶原始虫。管理员们，是时候接受极端环境下的考验了。
接下来也为管理员们介绍本次版本中同步开放的寻访活动与相关内容。
All right,
我
banners
们
and
会依
events.
次
Let's
开
hear
启
it.
2期特许寻访：河流的女儿与狼破。此前已经为大家介绍过的2位6星干员汤汤与洛西将分别在对应的寻访中获得概率提升。在武器方面，
Rossi coming
古
March
交易所
29th.
也会陆续上新2把全新6星武器，分别为手冲类武器落草以及单手剑类武器狼之飞。管理员们可以根据自身需求，在新崖森林与飞破森林中进行相应的武器升领。那清波寨的危机虽暂时落幕，但遗留下来的复杂关系和麻烦还远未解决。
Like
紧
dead
随
up
版本
like
故
it.
事新草起孤园离，我们将再次与汤汤相伴，在新的主线任务中继续顺畅体验未经的冒险。这一次，汤汤将真正扛起大当家的担子，对内理顺清波寨内部关系，对外积极探索清波寨与武林的未来。而在新增干员叙事活动红骑士中，将和前面提到的一样，管理员将与洛西一起，根据一条线索的指引，踏上一段前往积木王国的奇妙旅程。配合2期特许寻访，我们也将开启2位干员的试用活动，也将分别展开清波径流与狼群瑰宝2期7日签到活动。登录完成签到，管理员可以累计获得对应特许寻访的各5张正式寻访活动的奖励。 同时，采购中心的集成配额交易页前也会伴随2期寻访，各自上架5张限时特许寻访凭证，共计10张。管理员们也请记得兑换。此外，新一期里程碑活动，协议通行证暗流也将同步开启。正如一开始提到的，我们在新一期协议通行证中进行了福利升级，在基础配给档位以及原始配给档位都增加了基础寻访凭证。
which is
对
great.
应的协议通行证后啊，管理员还可以通过打开自选箱获得6星手冲、望乡、6星单手剑、光荣记忆。该自选箱在协议定制档位和原始配给档位均可获取1个，以及通过解锁本期的协议定制，管理员们可以获取包括头像借龙以及名片主题临水大关在内的多种奖励。随着新版本的开启，我们还会同步开放引导活动，全流无声，欢迎管理员们前往清波寨区域探索，完成解锁协议传送点、开启协议储存箱等任务，领取丰厚奖励。在新潮起故园里版本中，我们为大家新增和优化了不少奖励与福利内容，也专门整理了一份说明，方便管理员们查看。欢迎管理员们在体验新版本内容的同时呢，多多提出宝贵的建议，我们也会继续同步进展。以上提到的各项活动与福利内容，管理员们后续都可以在研发通讯以及官方自媒体发布的版本活动说明和日历中查看详情。另外还有一则小提示，卷与明星共赴星海特别网页活动即将在3月4日结束，管理员们也请记得及时参加登记，将周末地中的昵称和 UID 刻录进特制的协议原石模型里，携手迈向星海。为了打造更丰富的游戏体验，优化之余啊，未来版本的开发自然是也没有停歇。那我们目前正在多线并行，同时开发未来的数个版本，部分开发工作呢也已经接近尾声。在后续几个版本中，我们仍然会积极推出新的玩法、新的地图和新场景。那未来的下一个版本啊，将会是一个规模更大的版本，我们将会开放2个新地图与1个新的地图。在其中一张新地图中啊，管理员将会发现一种新的液体。
Oh, is it oil?
利用集成工业
It looks like oil.
生产新的产物。同时，武林的部分据点及设施，例如环境监测站等，也会开放更高等级上线。今后啊，可能还会有新形态的物质出现，希望能给大家的集成工业系统。
Oh, I didn't say that. I said it makes sense.
在未来版本中，武林城将直面迄今为止最大的危机。突然降临在守盾区域的阿达希尔，试图通过摧毁守盾来瘫痪西洋宴。为了扭转困局，装天师也会派遣一位全新的伙伴听候你的差遣。阿达希尔的渴望又将为这场已经起幕的动乱带来怎样的变数呢？一波未平，一波又起，涅菲斯伺机而动，侵蚀潮也来势汹汹。为此，装天师决定孤注一掷，用手头所有的力量与管理员携手应对这场足以颠覆武林城的危机。究竟我们能否守住武林城？装天师独自背负着怎样的使命？武林城与过去那场灾难究竟真相如何？还请大家在未来敬请期待。此外，还有很多在开发中的内容仍在打磨之中。
Yep.
我们希望能够在未来的版本中为大家一一展示。周末丽的旅程还在继续，也许有的管理员从公测开启便于我们重新至今，也许有的管理员还在观望，等待旅途的开启最佳时机。如果说什么时候才是加入周末丽的最佳时刻，我会说是现在。我们打磨作品的热忱始终不变，并且随时准备好迎接各位管理员与我们一同踏上这场旅程。那么到这里，今天的节目就要接近尾声了，非常感谢各位管理员的收看，再次感谢大家陪伴，我们下次再见。
All right. Some big announcements, big things. Let's roll back to the beginning real quick.
可以通过
So one thing I want to look at is they had a series of slides that were through in like a quarter of a second. All right, so here we go. I'm going to take these slide by slide. All right, here we go. Beginners Chartered Tribute Event provides chartered headhunting permits. They covered that. Adding more sources for basic headhunting permits. They added that. They mentioned that already. Extra AIC quota when recruiting operators for the first time. And they did mention they're going to be doing a mail claim for anybody who has already gotten every operator or most operators. So, me. There's also the AIC quota improvement, the simplified process for quota conversion. They did mention that. Essence acquisition improvement. After raising the system to level 4, a Valley multi-line engraving kit can be purchased with stock bills. Multi-line engraving kit. Interesting. I wonder what that means. They didn't talk about that one. Did they?
Yeah, they showed it. It lets you. They showed just being able to select the exact stat for all 3 categories. So I guess it's just guaranteed to get your
to get your god
essence.
roll.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, good. That's going to be super helpful. Now, I mean, imagine they'll.
I wonder how expensive it is.
Oh, they'll be very expensive. They'll probably be like 30 million or 300
I have to guess
million.
it's only 1 per week too.
Oh, I guarantee it.
Or maybe it's even like permanent. You can only buy X amount ever, possibly.
I would imagine, because you don't want to have just like part of the replayability of the whole engraving aspect is to basically replay it until you get the one you're looking for. So, all right, optimizing visual clues and effects that appear when enemies are about to attack. Okay, yeah, we did see that. That looked good. Players can challenge certain protocol spaces within fully independent team status, starting each attempt with max HP and ultimate energy. Okay, so they did say max HP. I didn't hear them say that you started with max ultimate energy, but that's nice. Now you don't have to wait for that.
Yeah, that too, yeah. Because it was weird that you could, like, randomly start with, like, different energy levels for the ultimate, and I found that very bizarre.
Allow AIC facility construction outside of the core area. Optimize facility placement.
I don't think they showed that, did they?
They did not, but it's there. Optimizing the management of shared facilities that can be deleted at the map screen. Optimizing UI to better distinguish shared facilities from those built by players. They showed a lot of this. Actually, I'm surprised by how much, because I thought they moved kind of fast for everything that they had listed here, but they actually listed or showed quite a bit of it. To enhance exploration guidance, new feature added players the ability to view mini-map and open the world map while suspended on a zip line. Thank you. That's a welcome change, especially for someone like me. Adding a settings option for PC. Use either escape or caps lock to exit top view mode. Increasing the maximum zoom out view of top mode.
Added posting all the slides on the social media now.
Are they? I'll have to pull that after this. Added a feature in top view mode that allows controller users to move quickly through facilities by holding down a button. So basically like a run button for your top view. It's interesting. Buffer distance, story dialogues, quick stash logic. Okay, they showed all that. Alright, so tags for missions, yep. Operational manual, yep. Story dialogue skipped, yep. Simplifying cutscenes, yep, they showed that. Weapon potential upgrades and essence screens can be used to check skills directly, yep. Rare gatherings, yep. Yeah, they showed that. They showed... Yep, you can go back to your original location now. They showed the farming stuff.
Was a 40-minute video.
Yeah, they showed all of this. Now this is going to be the interesting part right here. Let's see what they.
The mail cache.
Adding quick claiming for products and auto production options for the Dijon cabins. So they didn't show, I don't think, any of this stuff. Quick claims for auto clue placement for Dijon reception room.
I imagine it's changed to work like Arknights now. Because in that one, whenever you claim, it automatically pushes up everything to max production again.
Yes, and I'm guessing that's what it's doing in there.
The way it was.
Now, the quick claiming and auto clue placement for the Dijon reception room's new, though. That's not something that happens in OG Arknights.
In future updates, this isn't coming.
Yeah, this isn't coming with the update, but this is also stuff they didn't show. Let's see here. Remote quick claiming.
Batch gear crafting would be nice.
Controller experience, but well, they did actually talk about the remapping. So, batch gear crafting, okay. Essence sorting logic. I think this is the last slide. Yeah, that's the last slide. So, that's interesting. In terms of abilities and characters, Tong Tong being a cryo was definitely out of left field. I don't think either you or I was expecting that, given all the love that cryo's gotten.
Too.
Yeah, so we've got her B attack here, and then we've got her battle
I'll
skill.
blow your mind. We already know what our freaking Icy Veins tags are gonna read as, though.
Oh yeah, I guarantee that.
I'm a Wave Rider.
I'm just imagining her saying it in her voice too.
Right?
It's gonna be interesting. I think these water spouts are actually gonna be pretty interesting.
Yeah, she's good. She's definitely meant to be like a main character use.
I mean, she's got a lot of versatility.
Strikers work as a side character.
She's got a lot of versatility in terms of what she can do. I don't know how I feel about this right here. This combo skill popping off the whirlpool off to the right.
Disappointed it doesn't apply a cryo infliction directly.
Yeah, well, in addition to that, why doesn't it put the whirlpool directly under the enemy? That's a little weird to me that they made the choice to just pop off to the
whirlpool. It's a waiting trigger for you to use the whirlpool of battle skill.
And that's what triggers the second one, I see. So the combo skill is really just to chain into the battle skill.
Yeah, the combo skill is just to improve the battle skill, which is why I'm disappointed it doesn't apply a unique cryo infliction per whirlpool.
Yeah, you would think they would probably do something of that level, but now I did think this was pretty cool too, the slam.
That chief sees you.
Tong Tong's been right up your strike zone, hasn't she?
She's cute.
She is adorable. She is adorable, just like Rossi.
I kind of wanted to, like, even with trying to save for Chuang Fang Yi, I want to avoid skipping any Hongshang Academy of Sciences characters.
Oh yeah, understandably.
She's not a Hongshang Academy of Sciences, but I bet you that's the faction she's going to be quote unquote unlined with.
It could be.
She does not work with Chen Qianyu at all.
What, based on her information, you don't think she's going to work with Chen?
Nothing we've seen here. There's no interplay between their kits here.
Yeah, Rossi would have better interplay with Chen Yu than she would, to be honest. I
mean, they both would work with Rossi because of her arts conversion.
Mm-hmm.
Rossi is how you can mix any arts character with physical and have it work.
Yeah, she's an enabler and a converter. Let's see, so there was some section in here. There we go.
It does seem like her battle skill does at least, like, kind of act immediately. Yeah, I don't like this example against Marvel Aguilar Morai. It's really...
I mean, she's getting pretty melted. And then you've got Last Right swapping in and doing the whole solidification, destruction.
Ultimate after the battle skill.
I think the more important one was this kind of in like interaction right here that we saw. So I'm noticing that she's got immediately 3 whirlpools right there. You rewind that again.
Yeah, what caused that?
That's what I'm wanting to see. I'm wanting to see if there was something on the ground already at the start, or if that's something where when you upgrade. All right, so there's nothing on the ground here.
This player knows how to play, by the way.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, I'm seeing some actual skill in this gameplay.
So there's nothing on the ground.
Yeah, there's nothing.
And
He
boom.
starts off by activating Zai's combo skill or battle skill.
Yep.
Or no, it just goes straight into it. She gets her combo skill that goes off instantly.
Yep. Shaihi casts right as soon as she uses her battle skill.
Were there preset?
No, there was nothing. There was nothing there. I rewound it and looked several times. If you look, there's no preset traps. So there's no whirlpools already there.
Active or anything?
All right, here we go. I just paused. So there is
already something active there.
I don't see anything active.
She has link buff active?
Oh, they could be that, but... Oh, you're talking about active down here. I meant on the field. There's nothing like... There's no whirlpool traps on the field.
Their indicator icon right there.
Yeah.
Next to the left of her HP bar, she has a special indicator.
Yeah, it's probably a link with maybe a Lesh. But if you look, there's no... Like I said, there's no waiting traps. So she goes in... Actually, just let me slow this down a little bit. Let's go to half speed. She goes in, jumps up. Right there, that's her battle skill. And it looks like... So if I'm seeing this correct, it looks like it scales with the number of...
It just created a whirlpool pool per target in range.
Correct. That's what I'm thinking it's doing, is scaling with...
You can rewind
1, 2,
back to
3.
the description for the battle skill, right?
To the battle skill?
Yeah, I think we can just rewind to the battle skill.
Alright, there's basic attack. Let me fix the playback speed real quick.
Right. Fires enemies at close range. Oop, I just lost it.
There's battle skill right there. Fires at enemies at close range, creates a water spout, applying cryo infliction to enemies within range and dealing damage over time. If there are whirlpools nearby, they will be consumed to create additional water spouts and cause all water spouts formed by this skill to apply art susceptibility. So it doesn't say anything.
It doesn't say it should free water. What is she doing?
River to me. When applying cryo infliction or dealing arts burst damage to an enemy, pierces through enemies in front to deal damage and creates a whirlpool that lasts for a period of time. And it definitely wasn't her ultimate.
It's got to be a talent. Did they show both their talents or just one?
So here's the first talent, Rightbringer. During Olden Stare, performs a dive attack. With the controlled operator, ends its evolution early and creates a water spout. All whirlpools are consumed, converted into additional. Alright, so there's got to be... Let's see what the second talent says.
During Olden Stare. That wasn't...
That's her
the name of
ultimate.
the ultimate.
Her ultimate is...
I thought it said something else for what her ultimate name was.
The chief sees you. Tong Tong opens her eye patch and unleashes the Olden Stare.
Okay.
Yep. They only showed one talent. It's gotta be talent 2.
Okay. They didn't show us talent 2, and that's okay.
Yeah, it's gotta be, because if you look, it's just they only showed Rightbringer here. So it's gotta be talent 2. Talent 2 probably extends the effects of her second ability. Yeah, so it's probably extending the effects of the second ability, where if you hit multiple targets, it summons multiple whirlpools. That's what I'm guessing. Of course, we don't know for sure, but it seems pretty reasonable to assume.
I wasn't expecting her to actually have a Chunibyo situation going on, where she removes her eye patch to reveal her true power.
Right.
I thought she was actually just going to have a sad story about her eye for once.
Nah, you know better. Yeah, it's got to be a talent. Like, look at that. It's consistent. Because I think right there...
She had a water spout prepped.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for right here. If you look right here, there's no water spout prepped when she does it.
She used her combo skill right here. That created one of them.
I'm looking for it to be flying off and on the ground and set up. I'm not seeing it. Now, she's in ult state here. There's her combo skill right there. Okay. She just did that. I think it's right here. There it is right there under the leg. But that's still 3 of them. She didn't create 2 water spouts. So... Interesting. All right, so we've got Tong Tong, and then we've got Rossi. Now, she was pretty interesting, in my opinion, as well. The fact that she can consume arts inflictions to deal physical damage and to do physical application is interesting. But you know what I thought of when I heard that she was kind of like a physical heat hybrid is I immediately thought of Ember.
But she doesn't really do anything particular with Ember, because Ember is just heat. She doesn't apply heat infliction. All she does is apply vulnerability on her combo skill and ultimate. Ember has a heat damage on her battle skill, but that's it. I think her ultimate does heat damage too, but still no heat infliction. I think Rossi does at least do heat amp, I think I saw.
Yeah, we should get there in a minute. So we've got Razor Claw Mark as one of the things. Vulnerability, follow-up damage. So that's interesting there. And DOT right there. As well as Lift, of course, from her battle skill Crimson Shadow. Her talent, they showed one of her talents right here. Sequence 2 of the battle skill deals damage, applies Razor Claw Mark to the target for duration. While it's active, the target takes physical damage every second equal to a certain percentage of Rossi's attack and receives increased physical and heat damage. So Razor Claw Mark basically is, I guess, Defense Shred. Maybe not in the same vein as Corrosion, but seems like it's going to basically have...
Short duration, if it cannot stack active, the target takes physical damage every... Oh, that's a dot.
Well, yeah, it's got dot, but if you look at the bottom, it also receives increased
damage.
So it's a physical
Okay,
damage
that's
and
like
heat
actual
susceptibility.
vulnerability.
Yeah. Yep. And then, so that's a talent there. If we go to the battle skill, very much lappy coded. I'm here for it 100%. She dashes towards the target. If they're already vulnerable, inflicts additional follow-up damage and applies Razor Claw Mark to the target, dealing continuous DOT. So another way to apply Razor Claw Mark. That's going to be a large part of her kit, it looks like. But it looks like she doesn't unleash the wolves unless they're already vulnerable first. Then we've got her...
yeah, her battle skill will have an increased state if there's already vulnerability stacks.
Yep. Which is why they did it the first time to apply vulnerability stacks, second time to release the wolves. Moment of Blazing Shadow combo trigger. When an enemy has both vulnerability and arts infliction, you're going to want to run her with at least one arts infliction applicator in the team. Her combo skill has 2 consecutive sequences. Sequence 1 deals damage. Sequence 2 consumes all art inflictions from the target, deals damage, and applies lift. If combo sequence 2 is cast with perfect timing, it applies 1 more stack of vulnerability to the target. I'm guessing that golden kind of circle window there is what it means by perfect. So now we're introducing timing mechanics into combo trigger skills. Yep. So it's basically a mini micro QTE. I won't even say mini because it's not significant enough to consider it a full-on QTE. But you can see it's white, and now it's yellow. There it is. That's the perfect. So we've now got skill trigger timing to contend with when we're using her, which is a good thing. I think, I think that should definitely be a mechanic that's.
I think that's gonna make the people who want like increased pace in combat. I think it's gonna make them happy.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a good thing. I think it's a very good thing, personally. Unfortunately, her lift doesn't seem to last as long as Gilberta's does. They're only in the air for like a split second before they come back down. Gilberta's, they kind of float there, given her whole gravity thing. As far as the ultimate, she's unleashing multiple hits, and it's applying heat infliction. Nothing too earth-shattering here. It seems like it's going to be a strong ultimate, but it's, just a quick little 1-2 done kind of ultimate. Since she can apply infliction, even though it's with her ultimate, though, it does kind of mean that she has her own tie into her own kit where she can consume inflictions. So she can both apply and consume afflictions to a degree. So, all right. I do find it interesting. They did not put a single boss with her. They just kind of put her with strong enemies.
A little minion.
Yeah. Which does concern me somewhat. Yeah, now see, that's cool. Watch this little combo here. When they're going for the multiple. All right, so you got trigger, and then waits, and boom. I think that's a fantastic mechanic. I definitely would like to see more. She's also got some type of fourth heal, it looks like, or self-heal too, because there is a little bit of self-heal going on when she triggers some of these abilities. If you see it, you'll see the HP treatment down here. Let's rewind a little bit more. And there it is right there.
Looks
So
like it had enhanced visual effect for hitting them timing too.
She getting healing when she's using her ultimate too? Yep, she's getting healing while using her ultimate as well. There are operators out there with self-heal already in their kits, right?
Ember particularly.
Yeah, see, I don't play Ember a lot, so I
Haven't yet.
I know. I'm not trying to rub salt in the wound. If it makes you feel any better, I don't have Li Fong or Last Right yet, because yeah, I've gotten 4 Pogroshniks. So Rossi looks. I mean, she's the first kind of DPS sort of character, or I wouldn't really call her DPS, maybe a sub DPS, who's really got and support, who's really got self heal in their kit. It's interesting to me. I haven't seen that. I guess other than Ember, I can't really name anybody who's got that kind of ability. Yeah, and of course she works great with Gilberta. Everyone works great with Gilberta. I was just glazing Gilberta when I was writing the Yvonne build guide and review last night that I just finished recording that I have to edit today and release. So
I think she works great with a lot, actually.
Gilberta has been one of those pleasant surprises where it's like on paper I thought she was I got her because obviously she's Angelina, but on paper she seemed like she was going to be okay, but in reality she's actually really busted. She's Haruka 2.0, Not necessarily the same thing, but like I underestimated her is what I'm getting at, I guess.
Oh yeah.
The new map looked pretty good. New gameplay looked pretty good.
It looked like it really is just the new area really is just an extension of GD Valley.
Yeah.
It didn't look that big.
I mean, it's just tacked right on the side. I think they showed the map at one point, and they showed like it getting added to the map in here.
进入新的区域，也将意味着会遇到新的敌人。在清波寨中， 管理员将面对一些此前
Trying to see if I can quick scan
无
the
论是以烟花进行猛烈攻击的
bar
小山
down
将
here.
还是擅长
It
利
was
用
whenever
碎
they
片进
did
行牵
the
制与干扰的
just
盾
the
油
no
和断
talking
银扫，
preview
都会为
video.
战斗带来新的应对
Yeah.
方式和节奏变化。这些敌人的出现，
And then there's the two weapons here. So we've got the Sturm over there, and then we've got the sword. So I mean, we were right. She's a sword user, so that was correct.
Well, we knew that. They already showed us the sword.
Yeah.
They showed us both the weapons already.
10 free pulls per patch. Well, technically it's 5, and if you've got the materials for it from other pulls, it's 5 more. Let's go ahead and get...
I don't want to skip Rossi, but I have to.
I mean, Feng Yi.
武林的部分据点。
Yeah.
未来版本中，
I definitely won't be
I can
skipping
probably
either.
pull
Now,
Tong Tong and still be able to build up enough for
为了
Chong
扭转
Feng
困
Yi.
局，庄天师
so here's a question I have. Who's this?
That's Li Qiyao.
So she is going to be a operator for
发
sure.
现一位全新的伙伴，
Yep, she's one of the known
She's-
operators we're getting eventually.
Yep. I wonder what her abilities are going to be.
Yeah, I don't know. She has
徐
a
养燕。
so on her lower back, she has one of a particular arts unit already there. Technically, it's that scroll of jade tablets. We see this in another place in the game right now as a side quest. It's used to set up a Tianchi pillar.
Yeah. I
Sort
know
of,
the quest you're
area.
talking about, actually.
I think she's probably a supporter based on that, but I don't know for sure.
Looking up here, is she a library?
Yeah, she's a Liberi.
Yeah. Here's the other thing. She's using a chainsaw sword, kind of like Blaze did in the original Arknights, it looks like.
Where?
Right here. She's standing on it.
Oh,
Unless it's an
she's
enemy
standing
blade.
on? There's another one of the exact thing to the right there. I think that's just a environment thing.
It could be an enemy blade. And then there's whatever's on the ground down here. The blue energy. But that could be alluvium type of deal.
Yeah, I think that's Alluvium.
派遣一
All
位
right, let's
全
see
新
what
的
else we
伙伴
got.
听候你的差遣。阿达希尔的渴望，
I definitely like her design.
已经起幕的动乱带来怎样的变数呢？
I wonder how
Looks
long
like
till we
the
get a
energy
Radashir.
material that Ardashir was using.
Yeah. I'm curious when we're going to get him. Now, this is an interesting kind of showdown between
Yeah,
Feng Yi and...
that is
涅菲斯
Neferith and
死之而
Feng
动
Yi facing
Yeah.
down inside of her own office. And Neferith is going to ruin the place, which makes me sad.
Now, here's something interesting. The kind of bat wings that Neferith's got here.
Oh, yeah, that's new.
I don't know that I've ever seen like a Sarkaz with that kind of...
She's not a Sarkaz. People have called her an Arcosaria previously, which is a
bat
technically-
person.
Which is no, it's like an alligator, crocodile, dinosaur person. But the wings
起幕的动
indicate
乱
she's
带来
part
怎样的变数
Draco.
呢？一波未平，一波又起。涅菲斯伺机而
She's got the ears. There's no horns. I think that's like an attachment on her face. And then the
Yeah, I'm pretty
wings.
sure it's just like a
So would you consider it to be more like lung?
no. I think.
Or
it's
is
gonna turn
Draco
out she's actually
specifically?
Draco?
So Draco's a
Uh,
specific race in the
Yeah,
Arknights universe?
Draco is a specific race. It's what Reed and Eblana are.
That's
in,
right.
In the game, and also Tallulah is half Draco.
动，寝食槽也
Dracos are always causing problems, is what you're saying.
来势汹汹。
Yes, they are in fact always having
庄天师
problems
决定孤注一掷，用手头所有的力量与官员携手
because those are literally the only
颠
three
覆武林城
Draco.
的危机。究竟我们能否守住武林城？庄天师独自背负着怎样的使命？
And I think this was a big one for you, was the reveal that she is going to be a sword user.
Yes, and it
决定孤注一掷
kind of a-，
用手头所有
is
的
that a
力量
big sword?
与官员携手应对这
That's
场
a two-handed
颠覆
sword
武林
too,
城的
I
危机
think.。
究竟我们能否守住武林城？
A
庄
great
天
sword
师
even.
独自背负着怎样的使命？
God, I hope not. I was trying to pause it.
Sword-based so they have actually done this a few times in Arknights. Neon, the first Sweet proxy of Arknights, is technically a not a physical fighter. She forges a sword with their power, and she fights with that sword remotely, kind of like a invisible swinging of it. Dusk, she is specifically a caster, and she paints using a sword, and the paint turns into the paint manifests into reality. In Ling's new skin, she is a supporter, but she summons, and she uses a sword in her casting.
So Sui
this is
siblings have a
actually
tendency.
very typical of Sui to use swords in their casting. Fun fact: Changyu of the fighter brother, he actually sealed all of his power within a sword.
Neferith is a real problem.
Yeah, that wing reveal. I didn't catch that. You did.
Yeah, I saw that right there, and I was
she's
like,
actually
oh.
Draco. No horns is interesting.
Yeah. And then you've got this sword in her hand here.
Is that a sword?
Yeah,
It's like a weird stick.
it certainly appears to. Yeah, right. It certainly appears like it's a sword, at least. Another Tallulah, forever out of our reach, never to be an operator.
Tallulah's probably going to be an operator eventually.
By the time she comes out, she'll be a welfare unit.
I find it funny our characters all use the like our characters, Enmin and Chen. They use the 3-star weapons in their freaking cinematics. It's kind of funny.
Do they? I never noticed that.
Yeah.
Oh
They
man.
specifically use 3-star weapons in the CGI cinematics.
I guess they have to go with weapons that everybody's got. So
Yeah, it's
obviously it
just
would have to be the
pretty
threes. Interesting. A lot of good information today.
There's
and
also
then,
that daily activity. I'm going to try to bring up the Arknights alphabet real quick.
and I'm
So
gonna go ahead and
you-
pull up.
Get to that screen where they show the daily activity Ouroboros.
Did they not have a picture of it on their X that they released or anything like that?
Doesn't look like it.
Oh, also the Sanity. They just released details, I guess, about 8 hours ago about the Sanity discount event
it's
too.
kind of disappointing actually. But
Oh,
I
yeah?
guess it's normal for these kind of 3D gotchas.
Let me see.
That's what I've been told, anyways. For 3 activities a day, minus 40 sanity per activity.
Yep, that's. I wouldn't call it normal, but so what they normally do is what's called duplication. So they'll do duplication limits. So Honkai Star Rail is a good example here. Honkai Star Rail will say, you've got 20 runs of this where you'll get double materials. And it's kind of the same thing, because if you're reducing the stage cost by around 50% at 40 points, then yeah, 3 per day. And that's for how long? For a week? Before version update and maintenance. So what does that mean? Because isn't March 4th the version 1.1 release? Certainly this wouldn't be like a 2-day event. I'll have to look more into that later. That's you said you wanted me to pull up the daily stuff?
Yeah, the new daily activity for crafting or cooking an item and exchanging it for Ouroboros,
Supply Exploration Day. This one right here.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, this is March 19th supply event right here.
So they obfuscated what the actual values of what you're getting are.
Yeah, they always do that. I don't know why they use their own.
Now they're obfuscating it in an actual language they developed.
Really?
So if you can...
Hyperglyph. I swear, dude.
Yeah, it's the Arknights script, this handwriting, or language. It's English, it's just their characters are different.
Let's see if I can translate this, shall I? All right, so the first one is Groton, maybe. GEOWD. GEO, so goad, I guess, is the name of the dish. It's just dish costs. If you're talking about the circle at the top, that would be what DP.
I think they actually put gibberish.
I was gonna say this is D. This reads DP. This right here reads DJ. This one. I don't know that I even have anything for two triangles like that on the alphabet list here.
Let's see, this character is... That is a P. That is a U. And that is a Y. And that doesn't mean anything.
No, it's probably just a food if you're talking about some of these.
T.
These are dish names and whatnot, so I don't think we're going to glean any useful information out of this stuff.
TRQ. Yeah, they just put random letters everywhere.
Yeah, they were probably like,
That's
let's see who.
They used an actual alphabet system they have.
Yeah, it's
But
their
they didn't
alphabet, I
actually,
guess.
do anything with it.
Yeah, what do they call this? The sarcasm font, right?
It's I don't know who started that rumor, but that is the fan base has accepted that as like fact, even though it's never been said it's the sarcasm font, because we've seen like people all over the world using it.
The interesting part is if you look, some of this actually,
Sure
so
it's
like
just a parent script.
that's PVV, but the two triangles, one down, one up, that doesn't even exist from what I've seen so far of the sarcasm font. Like I can't find an instance of that being in sarcasm font.
Which
that
part?
would the two triangles, one up, one down.
I think I saw that just a moment ago. Hold on.
Unless I'm overlooking it. Oh, it's Z. Never mind.
Yeah.
I found it. I finally found it. I've just been overlooking
There are
it.
still a couple characters we haven't figured out yet, but
So that's what ZPVV. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
it's
all
just-
gibberish.
it's unfortunate that they still obfuscated it further. But
I get unless they were using
it would've
sarcasm
been
font
fine
as just
if they only
placeholder.
did it with the Arknights font and just like
Yeah, it was probably just
they could
being
still
made
figure
as
that out after.
placeholder, but they don't want to give too much away. They got to keep the mystery. Yeah, so we've got that event going. Now, this is going to be the interesting part right here. So how many overalls did they manage to get? That's what I kind of want to know from
Yeah,
this.
that's I was looking at that too. Unfortunately,
Still gibberish, huh? Yeah, because
yeah,
some of that sarcasm font is letters.
they didn't use the numbers anywhere. Unfortunately,
Yeah, they use letters. Yeah, they're trying to make sure we can't tell about anything on there. Which is fair. I'm not shocked by that fact. All right, so we've got that
I
event.
wonder if so it's Ouroboral's T creds and the Operator XP. I wonder if that is fixed, or if you can get like a different like third item there instead of
不同类
the
型的
Operator
食物
XP.
完成对应目标。
I mean, it's probably flush or not flush, but it's probably like there. It differs item to item. I would be willing to bet, because it looks like you're submitting an item, and when you submit the item, that's when it
Yeah,
Gives
they
you the
have you
payout.
craft something, either crafting food.
Yeah, it
or
looks like you're.
crafting gear. Maybe I don't. It's all food on that list, but they when they talked about it, they mentioned things other than food.
Yeah, if you look at the background too, you've got bread, pies, you've got coffee on the table. So
Yeah,
I mean,
it's very food based.
it looks like it's going to be food based. So we're probably looking at a crafting event where we have to craft and then turn in the crafted items in
That's
order.
a permanent thing.
Yeah.
That is a new daily activity for getting a Ouroboros.
Now here's my question: is that going to be? So you said it's a daily activity, but my question is, how many? Is it limited to one time per day per item, or?
I'm gonna guess it's like 2 or 3, and it kind of stacks up over time.
If we could get somewhere in the ballpark of 250 overalls to 500 overalls for trading these items daily, that would be
I probably
really
wouldn't
good.
expect more than like 200.
Yeah, I would say it's probably going to be, because 500 is a pull. So if you could make to 250 to 200, 250 per day, that means you're getting about 2.5 pulls a week.
Technically, if you've got the monthly pass, the daily tasks get you 200 as well. That's 400 a day, and if this is another 200 probably, if I had to guess. 600 a day total from that.
So that's a pull right there. Pull per day. That's 7 pulls a week. Plus you get another pull for doing your weekly.
Yeah.
So that's going to be 8 pulls a week. That's nearly 10 pulls.
They didn't show what the rewards are going to be for the new Edge Space Salvage expansion, unfortunately.
The thing is, they've got to do something about Edge Space. They need to have a reset timer. They can't just leave it as it is. It's
Just be a one-time claim.
Yeah,
update thing.
that can't happen. It doesn't entice people to go back. And when you talk about expanding the areas, like, people aren't excited about that. Like, that's not going to get people happy because it doesn't matter. Like, it's pointless. Like, you do it once and forget about it. You know, Dagestan, 2 years and forget about it type of deal. So I don't know, man. They've got to do something. They've got to approach some of these events a little differently. I think they've got the right idea with some of this, but they definitely have to approach things a little differently from what they're doing, in particular when it comes to Edge Space Salvage, because Edge Space Salvage is just not. It's not great. At least not right now. I mean, it could be great, maybe, but it's definitely not right now. Yeah, there's a number of things they could do, and a number of things I think they should do probably to get things really working the way you would expect them to work. There are a lot of gotchas out there that have weekly events that reset, or bi-weekly. For example, Honkai Star Rail, which is one that I still play incredibly frequently. Every week something resets. So when it comes Monday, one of the 2 permanent modes that people can grind out basically resets, and you can go and run it.
Technically, something in order to reach 10 out of 10 for the weekly routine, you technically have to touch one of the permanent mode activities. However, that's very poor rationale, I think.
No, that's pretty par for the course in terms of how these games tend to work. They want you to go into one of these weeklies. Matter of fact, I wonder if I have Star Rail updated. Alt F4. I'll reload Enfield in a minute. I think I have Star Rail updated. Let me... Because I keep forgetting that you don't have the context of some of these other games and how they work. Yeah, so... Having stuck to exclusively Arknights and D-Rising and then regular video games outside of that.
Technically, I've touched Girls Frontline 2 Civilian or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Even I'm not sure about GFL. I avoided GFL because I heard it was like straight fan service, and I'm all for fan service. Obviously, I really like Yvonne, but at the same time, it needs to be a little more than just fan service. Nope. Of course, I have an update. Why wouldn't I have an update when I finally go to load this up? That's wonderful. I'm never prepared. Always a dollar short and a day late, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So all of that to say, I guess I'm letting it download or whatever it's going to do, and depending on how quick it is, there are 2 different events in Honkai Star Rail that reset basically alternating on the week. So one week, one thing will reset, the next week the other thing will reset. And if you run it, do a run of that weekly reset item or the other weekly reset item, you are automatically given basically the full point capacity towards your daily claim. So it's worth the full amount. So you know how like our daily mission is worth 80 in terms of
I honestly don't think they would be hurt really by doing the doing what they did for. So whenever we got the Edge-based salvage, it gave us what? I think it was like 5,000 rogue roll and 10 basic head hunting permits total or something like that.
That sounds about right.
I think they can afford to let that be weekly.
Yeah, I would say so as well. And if they did, everybody would stop calling. I mean, the game mode's not incredibly fun either. Like, extraction modes are always kind of hit or miss. I think one game that did it really well in terms of extraction modes and implementing, in particular, in a gacha game is definitely Wuthering Waves. Wuthering Waves kind of nailed that. They definitely did a very good job when it came to Honami and Stranger Things in Honami. That event and everything, which is still in the game today, was very well done. You were in and out. It was more or less roguelike than it was just straight extraction. I mean, there were definitely extraction problems. You were collecting items. You had limited bag storage. Like, all of the stuff that you see in Edge Space Salvage was present in Wuthering Waves, but it was just executed on a better scale. Not to mention, like, some of the cool things, like, one of the cool things about the Honami event is when you picked up big items, like really rare items, they could be 9 boxes wide and 3 boxes deep. They could be 1 by 1. I mean, it just, the sizes varied. So it wasn't just a pick up, it's a stack and it takes up 1 inventory spot. It wasn't a 1-for-1. You had to literally sit there. But the bigger items that were red rarity or even, gold rarity, they were worth a lot more. Currency. So I think it was just, there was some stuff that I think Enfield needed to do a little better with Edge Space that unfortunately they missed the mark on. And we definitely need, like I said, we need those types of weekly resets. Those types of weekly resets are important. You definitely have to have them. I don't know why they wouldn't have. I can't fathom it. Since I got a download going on, the game is probably going to lag like crazy when I launch it here. But that's one of the things I think they definitely need to work on. Also, I already knew this was going to be a thing, but I also didn't hear about any changes or considerations being made about the current function of the gacha system. So I know that there's going to be a lot of people who are upset about that because there's a lot of people that complain about the gacha. I think the gacha is fine for the most part. I do think that it is terrible at encouraging multiple pulls. Once you get your one and done, like you should be one and done unless you're a whale. There's literally no reason to go for multiple stacks of the same character, in my opinion. Unless you want like the Aura Glow, but I mean, I'm not willing to break the bank on getting an Aura Glow, essentially. The buffs that the characters get for the extra, it's not like other games. It's not like Destiny Rising or any of the other games that, you know, I've done so far in terms of mandatory duplicates and things of that nature. Duplicates are very much hard-coded as kind of mid. I don't like getting dupes. 5 stars are one thing, but 6 stars, I hate getting 6-star dupes because I don't have all of the 6 stars yet. Pulling Pograshnik 3 times was really stressful. Okay. So in terms of events here, we've got this weekly routine. Basically what they should do is instead of those being worth 5, Delver of the Cryptic and Etch Space Salvage, instead of those being worth 5 each, they should make those literally 10. You're done. You do a Delver of the Cryptic, or well, maybe making them worth 5 each is fine, because you would do one of each and then you're done for the week, right? So I guess I could
all you gotta
see that.
do, if you're just doing your dailies, like if you're just doing your daily tasks, you just gotta do one of those 5-point tasks to finish your weekly routine.
Yeah, but you could instantly jump into one Delver of the Cryptic stage and one Etch Space Salvage stage, and you're done too.
Yeah,
which is a
nice
little bonus.
Delver of the Cryptic being permanent is still something. I think they might have not implemented something correctly, if that's supposed to be a permanent activity.
It is, because they just announced an expansion to it.
Yeah, they just said it's permanent, but if you look at the permanent activities list, it's not there. The only way to access it is through the event menu.
Yeah, but when you go to the event menu, I don't know if you're seeing my screen, but it says Delver of the Cryptic permanent activity.
I logged off because hearing your double voice was starting to get to my head.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah, so we've got a permanent activity in the form of Delver of the Cryptic. That's going to be a normal thing that we do. You know, you could have just right-clicked and muted me in the server, right?
But then I would have delayed conversations with you.
Only by a moment. I couldn't hear you through 90% of the show anyways.
I think you heard me every time I meant to be heard.
Yes, I did. But that's what I'm saying. If you were talking more outside of that, you know. We also know that Monumental Etching is getting a new one. So here's the other thing I have a problem with is Monumental Etching. They definitely need to have something where it's not just this. I mean, I agree with these being like one time only. But if they're going to do that, repeating these needs to grant additional rewards. So there should be first clear rewards, and then there should be repeatable rewards for this mode. Or like weekly rewards for this mode. I definitely think that's something that needs to be done in terms of what the game needs. We need more ways to earn things and more ways to do things. That's what the game needs. Etching needs to have regular resets. Delver of the Cryptic needs to have regular resets. All that kind of stuff. I do like quality of life upgrades to some of these things, though. I will say that much. Oh boy. I guess I need to take a look and see what I've done here. My yield is 90, my usage is 94, with 90, 120 theoretical. Yeah, so Ferium ore, somehow I am basically empty at all times from a single manufacturing of the medicine.
What are you talking about?
Ferium ore.
Oh yeah, currently they only give us 90 a minute of that.
Yeah, and I'm burning through
And that
94.
Will, I gotta look at what they showed us for AOC bullshit.
Yazin syringe C production is costing me 94 a minute. So it's literally going in one door and out the other, I guess you could say. I think I have a bunch of extra Shiranite production. This is battery production here.
Okay, so they're calling the 6-star gear a gear upgrade. This is telling me that we keep our current 5-star gear and we apply this on top of it. And I see...
Or you have to sack the 5-star piece to be able to build the new piece. That could be another thing that is possible.
So they gave us a machine to route pipes underground. Huh.
Yes. Thank God, because I don't know if you can see... Well, you're not watching, but this monstrosity of pipes that I've run from the lake.
Your stuff right now?
Yeah, I'm actually in here. You're gonna cry when you see how my base is set up. I already know you. I've got this huge pipe coming in, just spanning the entirety of my AIC and then branching off right here.
That's normal, actually.
Yeah, but it's ugly. I don't like it. It bothers my OCD.
Yeah, we'll be able to make it pretty now. But
Yeah.
Like, it's normal.
Yeah, so I've got a battery production facility here, and then I've got medicine production facility right next to it. And then because I've got Yazin being used in
You
this,
didn't use my 3 to 4 load balancer.
not here, I don't think.
Yeah, the 3 to 4 load balancer was meant for that medicine system.
Talk about this one right here. That's a belt delivery system. Yeah, you ready for this though?
What?
This is your blueprint.
Which one?
Wuling C Meds.
Yeah, what about it?
You made the load balancer, but before you made the load balancer, this is your blueprint right here.
Yeah, but I gave you instruction when I gave you the meds because I gave you them both at the same time.
You probably did. Dude, there's so much stuff that that I deal with on a daily basis. You probably did, yeah. Then again, you could just be putting me on, like saying, "Yeah, I told you to do this," and I'd be like, "Yeah, you're right. You probably did." Just.
No, I definitely did.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you did, dude. Wink, wink. Over here, I've got one thermal bank set up that's eating batteries.
You only need 2 of those thermal banks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I'm at 167 and I've got... because only 2 of them can use the batteries. I've got a battery production here
Well,
in
you
this
should be
corner.
producing enough to fill even 8 thermal banks right now, is what you should be doing.
Let me see how many batteries I got in reserve.
You just aren't going to be using enough power to need more than 2 thermal banks.
Yeah, I don't have any batteries in reserve. Let me check.
Yeah, your battery production has an issue. Looks like you have 1.
I'm yielding 3 a minute and using 4 But my yield, my theoretical is 12 and 6.
Ooh, yeah, something's wrong. If your theoretical is 12, but you're only getting to 3.
Let's see here. So the battery production is using Aquatine or Sand
What's
Leaf.
your theoretical on incoming Therium or incoming ore?
This is a long time overdue. 84 and 84. 300 and 360 on Originium. For Sheer Knight, 60 and 60. What's up?
Your usage on the Originium ore is over.
So I've got... I don't need it now, so I'll probably remove one of them. But I've got 2 Shiranite production facilities set up here.
Good. You should
Over
have 2 of those.
Over here, I've got a grow. I actually
You should not have a buck flower system here.
Yeah, I don't think I need it anymore. I think I needed it for something. What was I using the buck flower for?
Good question, because you don't need it.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to figure out why the buck flower is here now when I'm going back and looking at it. I could change that over to Sand Leaf because I assume that part of my problem is...
definitely need more Sand Leaf than you got, I think. You should need like 3 Sand Leaf and then like 2 yachts and 2 Jinsao.
So what have I got here? I've got this one right here. This is a Jincow. So I've got 1 Jincow. I've got... Is that 2 buck flowers?
That's 1 buck flower system.
Yeah, 1 buck flower system, 1 sand leaf system. The rest of this is all open.
Yeah.
All this room because it was expanded after I built.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I probably just need to change that buck flower system over to a sand leaf system. So what I can do is...
In fact, that might have originally been your intention. You just put the wrong thing in.
It could very well be. I'm not sure why I would have done that. I knew I had something that I was working on set up incorrectly for sure, but...
Go check the Icy Veins website to make sure we didn't already post this thing while I'm trying to write it.
Probably already up. He put it up 45 minutes ago, probably.
Yep. Good. I've done everything I can to make sure that it's known I'm working on this thing. Even DMing Sliathan to let him know, hey, I'm working on this. I don't know if JMO knows that. Because he doesn't look like he's been using the board since we talked about it, even though he's still been posting.
Alright, let's...
Oh, no, I see stuff on the board. It just kind of bubbles it down. Okay. I seeded our files for Rossi and Tong Tong in the SVN, by the way.
Good, good.
Just gotta change all the text. We at least already know what 2 weapons work, right?
You got it. Should make it nice and easy.
You know what I'm gonna really laugh about? If if either of Tong Tong's scaling stats are intelligence or wisdom, I'm gonna laugh.
Alright, I think I got that switched over to Sandleaf. Yeah, I hope not. unless they're doing...
It'd probably be better for her for gear purposes if she was. But I don't think she makes sense as anything but agility strength. You can maybe make an excuse for agility wisdom, maybe. But if any intellect scaling would just be off. I have a theory she's going to end up being agility intelligence, though. All that buck flower got no purpose in life. Control left click it.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about.
Switch to backpack.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
You probably control left click now.
Me and my problems. Yeah, I don't know why I would have made buckflower. Unless it was a mistake, like you said. Because I don't think anything's functioning off of buckflower. Because this right here, this is using Jincow.
Basic head hunting permit increase, check. The Xiao 6-star, nope. Sanity rate adjustment, nope. Chang Huang Yi 6-star, nope. World rule increase, yes. Whistle 6-star, nope. Edge space salvage expansion, yes.
You had
And
Weasadel on your
your
list.
Running out of things I could think of for ideas.
Jesus, that would be fantastic. If I could get her,
6-star, nope. New
ideally
permanent activity. I don't think. Technically, yes, there is a new permanent activity. It's at delivery. Arsenal ticket increase, no. Rossi 6-star, yes. New AIC content.
I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and
double
move
check
this.
on that one. But did they show the new AIC content for the stuff that's coming later or for this expansion?
I did not see any new AIC content that they showed, other than when they mentioned about being able to claim all that stuff in the future.
Okay, here it is.
450 buckflower and 207 seeds, right there.
3135.
Okay. So let me, now that that's fixed, I'll see how that goes for a little bit. Let's go ahead and launch Star Rail real quick so I can kind of show you this stuff.
Underground liquid pipe routing. What is with the fucking French subs?
I don't know, did it do it to you too?
Yeah.
Les compétents.
Water cycle in Union City has also made significant progress. Administrators can unlock the AIC. We get level 2 of the AIC factory plan.
On computer. I wonder if I haven't updated since the AHA stuff. I'm willing to bet that 4.0 is the line.
What's up?
I probably haven't updated this in a while. At least I'm guessing.
What was the is Dark Currents is the name of the version, right?
It's that whole big long thing.
I think I'm just gonna shorthand it to the protocol pass name of Dark Currents.
Yeah, I mean you could do that.
Because all that, I don't think it's very readable for a title.
All right. I'm getting into the game now. All right, let me show you this. So there are two different modes. One is Currency Wars. The other is Divergent Universe. Both of these reset on a bi-weekly basis. One will reset one week, the other will reset the next week. There's also this one right here. They'll also do things like this, where this has double progress, if you will. So rewards are twice as quick to obtain. But they have a ton of events every single patch, right? $11 out of 12, 35 out of 36 still makes me a sad panda. There are so many events in this game, it's not funny. But then again, this game's also been around for many years now, so to be fair, you know. But they do limited time rewards for their permanent events that get added, where you get like pool currency. So like right here is 380s and then 120 right here for clearing the card game. Here's a bunch of 60, you know, 60s and 40s. So you've got all of this, which I can actually take a look here at the rewards guide and see how many that is. So there's 1,500 currency from that one event right there. That's temporary. That's the limited time rewards. But there are other rewards.
Speak of it in the numbers I'm seeing. Speak of it in the pools. It is. You know the numbers are just different in every way.
1,600 would be 10 pools. It's 160 currency a pool.
All right, and then how does that associate to a guaranteed high star pool?
So that's where you get gotten in terms of how this game works. So your 5 stars are guaranteed after 90 pools. Well, they're not guaranteed. You're guaranteed to get a 5 star, but you still have a 50-50 on if it's going to be the one you want. And they'll do banners like this where it's, you know, 3 different people usually, or they'll do like one main banner and then a backup banner, which it looks like there's 2 days left on this banner. And then they also have light cones, which is their version of quote-unquote weapons. And you've got these at a rate of 25 or 75-25. So it's the opposite of what we've got in Infield. And then for permanent banners, they stick around a little bit. But this has been one of the most rewarding patches they've ever released in this game, and I'll show you why. They have this reward guide that's really convenient and kind of shows you where all of your stuff is, like in terms of pools and currency that you can get. And if you look at the main event stuff, they gave a tenner just for logging in. They gave another 10 worth for flipping a fortune, and you had a shot, a 0.001% chance or 0.01% chance at getting 100 pulls, which Pokey got, because of course he did. He's got better streamer luck than I do. They gave out a free limited 5-star character selector. There was a gift of Arcadia for another free 10 pulls, so they gave out 30 pulls right off the rip. And then basically you've got 1,500 here and 500 here, so that's another 10 pull. just over 10 pulls there. So 40 pulls right off the rip, plus a free outfit and a free 5-star selector, just in the version, and that's just the events. If you go through the story has obviously chests in the new location and everything like that too. But these are the big draws right here, right? Excuse me. So when you're looking at these, this is kind of how they get by with things. You've got levels. And as you're leveling, this is a concept that's pretty common in Arknights too. But as you're leveling, you're getting pull currency. So you can see, usually it's about every 5 you get 120. Or you'll get one of these rare items, Tracks of Destiny, which are used for certain things. There's a couple more 120s. And then in 51 days, they're going to add another expansion to increase the levels. In addition, every week, there is a weekly points value that you get from completing whichever mode is featured. So if it's Divergent Universe, for example, then in that given week, you will have 1,400 points that you can earn. And that doesn't give a ton of pool currency. It only gives 225 pool currency. But you also get a standard pool. And you'll get these little currencies here called bonds. And these bonds are utilized in this store to buy weapons or light cones, if you will. Or you can get extra Star Rail passes, things like that. So like here's one, if you're running a Nihility character and you need something that you hope is good and you don't have a good 4-star for it, or you want to use a 5-star for some reason, you could purchase this for 8 of those. Which means it's basically 4 weeks worth of work, right? Or, hold on, is it 4 weeks or is it 8 weeks worth of work. Sorry. They also have these little immensifiers where you can basically exchange them instead of using your Trailblaze power, which is your the same thing you've got there. The other thing that I think that Arknights Endfield could really benefit from that they have here, I don't want to do it for something big, but let me see if I can like throw it on a regular thing. Yeah. So there's 2 things they've got. First of all, they got these quick farms. These quick farms are a new thing that they added, where they add something called fuel vouchers that you earn just from weekly point bonuses that I just showed off. So you can use those instead of having to run the attempt. You just say, oh, well, I want to use 1 ticket and 10 energy, and it will give you the rewards. You don't have to complete it. You don't have to go through. It just gives you the rewards. Alternatively, you can challenge an event with your team. And you have an option up here to go auto. So it automates a little bit of the more grindy tasks, I guess you could say. And I think Infield, for some of its stuff, could definitely benefit from having like an auto battle feature. I think it needs to play more like Arknights, like original Arknights, where you have to complete maybe the highest or the challenge mode in order to do it, or you have to FC it, full combo it. But I think there are ways they could implement something like this in the future that I think would be really beneficial to the playstyle, particularly because it's difficult to build every character in the game right now because of how rare some of the materials, like the blue, are they called polyhedrons? I never can remember the name of them. Dexahedrons? Let's see. I can literally select any character in here and it's going to tell me exactly. And it's going to tell me exactly what the material in question is called. Protoprisms. That's what I'm thinking of. Protoprisms and protohedrons. There's a lot of cost in terms of these 2 things. To the point where you have to have a lot of them. And that's just For 2 to 9, you're looking...
There's so many to build one character.
Exactly. For levels 2 to 9 in skills, you're looking at 82 protos and 20 or prisms and 29 hedrons.
Better way to look at it is how much sanity that costs.
Exactly, which is why I'm saying automation would really help with that. I know I'm going to be spending a lot of time chasing prisms and hedrons, particularly hedrons, during the event, the sanity event. But, I mean, if you start looking at the 10, 11, and 12 too, though, 16 hedrons for one skill, 24 for another, and 50 for another. So that's 90 hedrons, plus the 29 up here. So that's 119 total hedrons that you need to go from skill level 0 or 1 or whatever the base is to 12. And is that even worth it's the real question. So at level 9, just using, I think I'm on Yvonne right now, just using Yvonne as an example here. At level 9, you're looking at a base damage of 200, a damage multiplier solidification of 120, and a bonus damage per infliction stack of 160. Taking it to 12 goes 250, 150, 200. So it's a pretty considerable bonus. 40% damage per infliction stack, 30% solidification applied, and then 50% for base damage multiplier. And that's just for Berber Bomb beta as well. But still, it's a good example of the sheer cost of hedrons and prisms. If you could automate that process, it might not be such a big deal. Like if I could just log on, I'm busy today, I don't really want to get on and run things manually, so I can just get on and open up my my menu and actually throw it on there for hedrons. That would be great. That would be really advantageous, I think, to automate some of that. Or if we had like a dispatch, because that's something that we have here, or that they have here in Honkai as well. If you look over in assignments, I can't farm every material, but I can assign operators to go and farm these material. Well, I guess now it works a little differently. Now you just select what you want, but you used to have to send operators for it. But you can see it actually makes progress on its own now. They can be stored for 30 hours. Once they're reached, no more accumulation, so you have to claim them. But if you claim, it goes back down to 0. But unless you change what's here, it continues to get these. And it will tell you how many you get per hour. So per hour, you're getting 2 here, for example. So I just claimed 7 hours worth of accumulation, basically, there. Which is nice. If we could do that for certain items as well, that would be great. There are little things like that are like they're just little quality of life things that I think Endfield is going to need to compete with other games in the industry. And I mean, I'm not saying they have to even compete with Star Rail, particularly, because I could literally go down here and pull up Wuthering Waves, which will probably have an update, and it's pretty much the same thing. But I relate Endfield more with, I think, WUWA than I actually do with Star Rail or any of these other games. Maybe Genshin as well, you could also compare it to, but I don't like comparing it to Genshin if I can avoid it, because for some reason people believe that the combat style came from Genshin, and I don't like that comparison because I don't believe it's true. So now Wuthering Waves I think should be up to date because that one's on Steam. The rest are all on Epic Games because Lord forbid a gacha release is on Steam. And it also belongs to Hoyo. That's just two things that don't mix, I guess. I do know that Fyrus has been on me to get in and knock this story mode out. He said that 3.1 was really good. I need to do that at some point. Gotta find time. I'd like to stream more often if I could, but I just never.
Just do it.
I never have the time.
Just do it. Do what Cookie Kaze does. He does his work on stream too. Sorry. Let me clarify. He does his content creation work on stream. He also has another job. He doesn't do that job on stream. I definitely did not mean that at all. Destiny. You got the Destiny loading screen going. Speaking of, I think they're really late on information right now on Destiny Rising.
Yeah, all of my assets were Destiny based because I was a Destiny streamer back then. But yeah, I relate. I think if Infield's going to look for anything to emulate or to kind of build on or expand on, a really good place to start is probably Wuthering Waves. It's got a really good reputation in the community as being like one of the most generous gacha systems out there, one of the most generous games out there in terms of gacha, free pools, all that good stuff. So, and it's got a really good story that it managed to turn around because it did bomb pretty bad on release. So I was kind of shocked that Icy Veins hasn't actually tried to do anything with, because we've got a lot of the mainstream games, but it looks like we're only dealing with Hoyo and Enfield at the moment.
They seem kind of hesitant to be invested in gacha games.
Yeah, I think they were trying to dip their toes in. I'm not entirely sure that IV is pleased with the performance that they've been seeing. I mean, I could be wrong, obviously, but it's a hard thing to break into when you're trying to break ground on like gacha and stuff like that. Especially when there's established, like you've got Game 8, you've got Pridewin, you've got the major players that are established already. It's really difficult to kind of break into that sphere when you've already got people like that out there. Then there's not a lot of overlap. Like when you look at people who played, so maybe Diablo, well, even Diablo Immortal is kind of questionable in terms of overlap. But like, just because you play WoW doesn't mean you're even going to remotely consider gacha games.
I heard rumor that they're working on a StarCraft looter shooter with Vicarious Visions.
A StarCraft looter shooter? I mean, now's the time to strike while the iron's hot. And let's go ahead and just, not that I want to be that guy, but let's take a look.
I mean, is it going to be any different?
Yep, let's take a look.
Might have actually had an increase in Google searches with Merrick not having its thing, but
I mean, I can take a look right now at that too.
yeah.
Oh, did you already take a look at it?
Thing dipped pretty hard. No, I'm just watching you go through.
Yeah, Marathon is in a bad place.
I'm not ready to use a white demo as a benchmark just yet.
Yeah, there's one problem with that. This is free. When the demo ends, it's not free. I was talking about this the other day, and I was like...
But it's also a wipe, and that is a thing that people talk about.
Well, if you... Yeah, but these games are famous for wipes too, though. Like, it's not... Every couple seasons it wipes. Or every season it wipes.
The other factor is our creators increasing player base over time during the last marathon test.
Yeah, if you're comparing the two. Yeah, this is... So, I was telling my wife, I was like, you know, even if you're looking at a 10% lock on these players right here, if 10% of these players purchase the game and transfer over, that's only 14K. Because I'm telling you now, 143K are not going over. And even then, 76K likely also not going over. You could maybe see 41K going over. But then there's also the players who maybe... I mean, it's not a PvE game, so I wouldn't see why anybody would be like, oh, I want to experience it on day one. I'm not going to play the Server Slam. That would make no sense because, I mean, it's a multiplayer game. It's a PvEVP game. It's an extraction shooter. Like, it's not like you've got some overarching campaign story or something like that to worry about.
Yeah, that's a big thing. A lot of people are trying to talk like Marathon's demo situation right now. It's like, it's not everything. It's only a fraction of the game. It's like, all right, let's be real here. All the modes are in. You have one map and you've got a set amount of runners or heroes.
Yeah, look.
Hero shooter.
Past 24 hours, there have been 0 Google Trends observed. Actually, there has been a 2% change in rising queries in the past 24 hours.
It's you.
Yeah, I just did it, right? Let's check that against Destiny 2.
Probably had some increased searches based on people trying to learn about Bungie. Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, 0 hour guide, Destiny 2 account for sale. That's the rising query. What's the search interest? Destiny 2 Marathon down 20%. Marathon also down 20%. We have a 3% rise in player count. That's me. I'm constantly checking it. Not even like because that's the thing too, man. I don't want to see this game die. Marathon's one thing.
Marathon dying is going to kill the Destiny franchise.
Marathon dying is going to kill Bungie. It's got nothing to do with the Destiny franchise at this point. Oh my god, dude. That is sickening to see, dude. Here's the thing a lot of people don't get, like, because I get a bad rap for the things I say about Destiny 2 and stuff. I don't hate... I hate what the game has become, but, like, the fact of the matter is I'm still multiple thousands of dollars into investment in this game. I don't want to see it die like a dog in a ditch somewhere just because I'm not enjoying it right now. I want to see them come back and knock it out of the box, but I mean, Jesus, dude. 11,000 on a 24-hour peak. I mean, I guess that's only a couple thousand that were actually cannibalized from Destiny to Marathon, I guess, when you look at it in terms of numerical values, right? Which is kind of impressive. But, yeah. Yeah. 93% positive reviews, 306K in-game right now. 22 hours ago was 344. The 24-hour peak was the record. and it just it released on the 27th of February, and it's gone nowhere but up, really.
I'm not sure if Marathon is slated for a Concord 3 situation just yet.
I don't think it
It's
will be completely
definitely
DOA.
not going to have the success they need it to be.
Oh, God. Yeah, this
There's
one's
another
done.
game I saw that apparently already has only 16 players.
Yeah, this one,
Just released it.
this game's cooked, dude. Yeah, High Guard's cooked.
Yeah, that is shutting
Not-
down everything within the next month.
That is literal Concord 2. Let's check the Marathon search term.
It's got to be high, right?
Seems to be a lot of interest. Now the question that I have is... Sarah Hall Tokyo Marathon. Tokyo Marathon live results. Half Marathon. Tokyo Marathon. Marathon Server Slam is actually down 20%. Marathon Game is down 40% in terms of top queries.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're just searching the word marathon.
Correct. Which is why it's being carried. Yeah, because if you look at Marathon as a game, I don't think... There it goes. And there it is right there. Let's see. Okay, still pretty sizable. What is that, 65? Not god-awful. 2% up in terms of query of just the basics. And a 20% for Bungie Marathon, Bungie themselves, and Marathon Bungie. 30% for the Server Slam, so there's some interest in it. Marathon ARG, 750% change. Is there some type of...
ARG that started.
Yeah, I was gonna say... I don't know what they're Googling that for. Oh, ARG
It's an
steps. Is it in-game or something?
No, I don't know the details exactly. I just know that there is an ARG going on.
How to unlock
Pretty sure it's
Thief.
not specifically in-game.
Core storage containers. Silk use.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of random ass items you can find. No one knows what the fuck they're for.
It looks like that's what people are really looking up. And then you've got down here in the 20% Server Slam carryover. I don't know how you could think it would... Jamaica Hurricane Melissa. Why is this considered to be part of the Server Slam Google results?
I don't know.
That's a weird... Total lunar eclipse blood moon. Alright, I think you're getting out there, Google. You're too far in the weeds, bro. But still, like this... I mean, these numbers show somewhat genuine interest. That's a good thing. Well, then again, if you look at the bar, though... It's up 750%, but 750% of 1 is still 750. So maybe I'm misreading it.
It's 75, right?
I mean, it's definitely doing better than the other two, but Rising is hurt right now. Like, it's not even gaining any boost or buff at all from Marathon's existence. You can see there was one blip right here, March 1st. There were 2 Destiny Rising queries. There was one on February 28th. And I don't think these are actual like numerical values, but what I'm saying is like it's the days that it.
Actually, how's that comparing to Arc Raiders searches?
Oh man, you are really rubbing salt in the wounds, aren't you?
I think it's ARC.
Yeah, Arc Raiders has consistently outpaced Marathon from Jump
Even
Street.
during this test window. Oh man.
Yeah, that's rough, man. That's tough.
That's telling me people are going to play Marathon and being like, all right, I'm ready to go see Arc Raiders now.
Yep. Arc Raiders Expedition Countdown, Expedition Timer, Expedition Time, Wipe, Marked for Death, Wipe Data, Prickly Pear, Expedition Date.
It would be wild if Marathon is actually working as a ramp to get people into Arc Raiders instead.
I mean,
That would be some serious salt in the wound.
that's kind of what it appears like is happening. Is it's just an on-ramp to be able to get into Arc Raiders at the moment, which is
People are tasting the extraction shooter. Like, all right, let me go play a real game.
yeah. Let me see what this extraction shooter. There's got to be something to it. Let me go see this other one and see how it stacks up and go from there. And then they're just staying over on Arc Raiders is what's happening. I mean, they've lost over 50% on a free weekend. The 10% metric that I gave earlier is a unrealistic number even for a game of its caliber when you consider the fact that it's not a free game. That's going to be a problem. That's going to be a major problem for them. I don't know if you can see this, but just to kind of show you how this all works, this is kind of what I'd like to see in terms of infield events and stuff. So this is Wuthering Waves.
With
And
the
you can
way
see-
Infield is getting with its mini games, I would not be surprised if we got ourselves a freaking racing mini game at some point.
I mean, we've got it here. Here you go, right here.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It's actually pretty fun. And look at that.
And also,
600 pull currency. Each currency.
tease that there's going to be a card game mini game probably.
Yep, we have one of those over here in Woo as well. So this is 600 premium currency right here, 600 Asterites. That is, each pull is 160. So, yeah,
I really
excuse
want
me.
some co-op.
There's co-op in this game too.
I want some co-op.
But in addition to the like normal rewards that you get, this kind of stuff, when they first put stuff on, they'll have event rewards. So they have limited time rewards and then they have the standard rewards. And when at the end of it being added, or at the end of, I guess, the event completion, it rolls over here to permanent events, and boom. You've still got access to the classic ones. Now, a lot of these aren't repeatable, but there are some that are. So, for example, here's the Stranger Things and Honami thing I was talking about. That's repeatable. Title Defense. Where's the ones that... Okay, here we go. So these are the modes that actually cycle based on the week and stuff. So every week right here, you can earn 6,000 points going through this roguelike mode with buffs. And those 6,000 points equate to one pull a week, basically. 40, 60, 60. So one pull a week, which is about the same that you get from the weekly challenge over in Infield. So that's good. Then you got the hazard. This is the hazard tower. You can get up to 36 of these, which will get you all of this pool currency. Not to mention this currency right here called hazard records, which can be traded for items and stuff. And it resets. So you can see this one's resetting in 19 hours and 1 minute. You got this one, which is the doubled pawns matrix. Also, every 17 days it resets, I guess, or something like that, or 20 days or 30 days. And then you got the Whimpering Waste, which resets like every 15 days as well. That gives you pull currency as well based on your progress. And you can see the records and all that stuff. So that's really where they're at. They just need stuff like this that resets on the regular. I think if Infield can figure out how to implement stuff like this, where we've got regular resets, we've got, we're earning pool currency, They also can't necessarily be too stingy with pool currency, because if you look here in this mode, for example, 125. So what, 625 currency right there? So at 625 and 160 a pool, that's nearly 4 pools just for completing this. And that's if you're not also there's other ones here too. You've got another 75 here. So it's 750 total that you can get from this if you do the whole thing. So that's 4.68. So it's nearly 5 pools. Up here I'm still shy like 450 as well, but that's me. Like that's a skill issue. So, and then you've got the 1 pool here a week. This resets every so often, and you've got what, 800 here you can get. I think the exchange does not offer. I thought there was something you could get. Maybe not. Well, anyways, so you can use those tuner exchanges for different items like energy and stuff like that. How many pools do I actually have currently? 22? Nice. 22 saved up. I got another, what, 2 in Afterglow. I wonder if there was somebody on the upkeep I actually needed today. Or this expansion. I feel like there was a resonator I was supposed to convene. No, it's just Galby. Galby and Lokes. Oh, I already have 26 in bank too. So I've got basically 40 pools. It's not bad. I'm going to sit on those because anniversary's coming up too. Anywho, I digress. The point being, I think events like this are definitely... Like, I think there's a lot of potential in events like this. And I think if they could just figure out how they want to implement something like this, or even take what they've got and, manipulate it to fit a regular reset where you can earn extra rewards every patch kind of deal, that would be, like, really good. Destiny Rising also does that, to a degree. A much lesser degree, but still a degree.
So we're getting. I wonder how many basic hesitancy permits we're getting out of the protocol pass.
Well, I would say probably 5 per thing for a total of 10 per protocol pass. I would like it if it was more... I wish I could show you solo leveling Arise pass. Like that would be... If it was more along those lines, shoot, man, I'd be so happy. Unfortunately, it's not, and I know it's not, but... I will still maintain that the most generous gacha that I've ever played is solo leveling Arise. Now, is it the best gacha I've ever played? I don't know. Probably not. I don't think so. But it is the most generous, without a doubt, hands down.
I need to cut off your stream and dig through the devlog and get my stuff written up. I don't have her. I'm probably not gonna get her. Yeah, I'm gonna be able to do a second 10 pool tomorrow, I think, is when we get the last two permits. And I'm very unlikely to get her. So it's a 7.7% chance that within 10 blind 10 zero pity pools I'll get her. Or that I'll get a sorry, not get her, but get a 6-star at all. And then it's like 50%. I did the Dozier 10 pool on day one. And then I got the 5 permits from the AIC quota, and I'm waiting on the 5 permits from the login. Yep. What was that? Yeah, if I was being rational, I wouldn't pull on her at all. Because I actually think she's a legit skip. It's not even just because she's cryo, it's just because, like, the function of a caster is to apply inflictions, right? Like, apply inflictions, apply resources that strikers and vanguards can use. The problem is the shared SP resource. If a caster cannot apply the resource without the combo skill, it feels very demeritus. I probably created a word there, Bush style, but right. Like if she had the case where for each of those whirlpools she was able to create to stack up and then use her battle skill, if each of those inflicted a new stack of cryo infliction to reward you for doing that combo instead of just a little bit more damage, she would have been great to use. It would have given a asset that cryo does not have right now, which is combo skill based cryo infliction, which is only technically done by fluorite right now. Currently, only fluorite does combo skill based cryo infliction. Only way to get cryo inflictions otherwise is what's her name? Last Right's battle skill. It can be done with Zaihi's battle skill, but it requires you to use her battle skill and then two combo basic final strikes. Last Right still needs a final strike as well. Estelle's battle skill is instant, but she's also Estelle. But again, we're still looking at battle skills, and it's only one cryo infliction for the battle skill. So it's like, okay, no matter what, I am using a battle skill to apply one cryo infliction. Only with fluorite and anywhere in this mess do I get to use a combo skill to do it. Tong Tong? Yeah. I think Wolfguard also has the issue. Yeah. Perlica inflicts electrification with hers, which is used as the resource for electric at the moment. Electric does not give a shit about the electric infliction right now. Yeah. Yep. Yep. He apparently just woke up, so you can bother him. Let me think. Is Estella guard? I feel like she's a guard, which is weird because guard's meant to be for physical or physical stuff, but in their own descriptor. Is she a vulnerability applier? Oh wow. All right. There's going to be a sign-in event just before the update. It's going to give us more basic headhunting permits and a robe roll. Edge Savage is only showing more basic headhunting permits and not a robo for some reason. Stock redistribution can be raised to higher levels to unlock more resources to include more basic headhunting permits. I have a feeling we'll be able to get maybe 20 more total across the update for basic headhunting permits. Mm-hmm. Yeah, electric. While electric does have like a okay composition, it's kind of a. It's not like the best one, or rather, it's not as good as heat or cryo, which Rossi is coming in for. Oh, what are you doing right now? What are you doing right now? It's possible Ember's sheer numbers are enough to actually boost her up in tier a little bit. Yeah, I have to boost Yvonne up too, yeah. She can't self-regulate, but her damage numbers are just kind of nutty. Yeah, I remember. I was saving the update to the tier list for this update. Tong Tong might end up being B or A tier. Probably B, but maybe A. What's holding her back is numbers, honestly. Yeah. Mhm. Alesh gets an improvement because of Yvonne's update. That the Endman comp isn't the greatest though. Etcher and Snowshine's active parry is actually very useful utility. I mean, it's useful in any like skill situation. Even whenever they don't let you interrupt them, you can use that skill to interrupt anyways. Yep, Snowshine and Catcher have the same kind of effect. Ember sadly does not. Li Feng is generally good engine for the physical team, so I put high B, low A. Yeah, Last Right was going to be one of my is actually going to be one of my S class updates. Even Yvonne uses Last Right because she works as a arts or she works as a cryo inflection applier with her battle skill. Yeah, you're pretty much never using that aspect of her. The idea is to use her with the Yvonne's, like immediately try to get that cryo infliction right away so that Yvonne can trigger it quickly. In which case, Tong Tong, I guess, is probably going to be better since hers is theoretically instant trigger. Yeah, I don't know if Rossi slots into a Heat team, honestly. I'm thinking about it, and the thing is, she can't like her effects don't do anything for the Heat team other than like having that heat infliction on her ultimate, which I find ultimates being the reason to be a kind of a flimsy thing. Yeah, she's definitely a physical user, and she also definitely is. She's unique utility, right? Because she can make any arts applier or an arts infliction applier be a converted vulnerability applier. Um, so what would we do with that? Wolfguard obviously works, right? He applies heat affliction with his combo skill. What's his trigger on that again? Yeah. Oh, maybe not him then. No, you don't want to use his battle skill during a physical team. No, because she converts it, yes, but that's still spending one SP for one vulnerability stack. No, because that could be a different combo skill that just applies vulnerability directly. Mhm, mhm, mhm. Does Rossi convert all of the stacks or just convert what stacks exist into one? Inman's more of a striker than a vulnerability. Yeah, our vulnerability appliers are Chen, Ember. Like as far as combo skills go, it's Chen, Ember, and I guess Estella. No, there's no finisher there. You want to have a finisher, so you want to have Pergranishnik or Enmin or Japan. Just one of them. They did, yeah. But Akashnik's a vanguard, but he works like a striker as far as like how he interacts with vulnerability. Yeah, mine is pre a lot of knowledge. Wait, what just happened? Oh, well, it's a bit late for that Fabitsu interview one, but whatever. Someone's added some work items to the to-do lists. JMO. I think it's clear JMO's not taking this one from me now. It's good. I also put Rossi and Tong Tong on the spreadsheet for the Icy Veins guides spreadsheet. I need more character stories. I think they needed a bit more complexity and depth to them, and I think there need to be more of them. It's possible we're not meant to see some of them like Embers and Progroshniks until we're ready to start like going to the front and going to the Matt Gorodov mothership and going to Steel Oath. Zaichun. I'm cold. I need to bring my heater down. I'll be right back.